What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Crypto Blood, episode 19 coming up soon. Into the fray. What's going on, baby? Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get some things. I got to do my every time I do a live stream, I got to start it off like this. Let's start it off the right way. We're gonna start it off.
We'll
like
do it
this.
live. Okay.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I'll write it and we'll do it live. All right, people. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy holidays. We'll do it live. That's right. We'll do it live, Truth Monster. We'll do it live. I'm just waiting for my co-host. The guest co-host tonight will be Trek. He'll be chiming in here in a second. You guys see the number on the screen if you guys want to call in and talk. Tonight we're going to be talking about Instagram. Man, more censorship, people. We'll be talking about Instagram and their new policy they're rolling out. U.S. Navy banning TikTok. I didn't even know this, but the Navy isn't even the first military branch to ban TikTok. So we'll talk about that as well. New Facebook breach. And we'll talk about this Hex. I saw Hex awareness team in the chat room earlier. So maybe he can call in. Go ahead and call in, Hex. Do a roll call real quick. We got Mick in the house. Life Size Box. Anthony M. T. Will. What's going on, T. Will? Let's see if I can get my camera up here. See if I can also get this chat room going on the screen so I can see it. Sometimes I miss things if it's not. There we go. All right, people. What's good? Oh, man. Richard Hart, Truth Monster says Richard Hart is a joke. Yeah, I don't follow him, but I've seen a couple of his live streams. And I mean, some of the stuff that I think the last live stream I saw of his was like maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. But yeah, I can see how people would definitely say that. Absolutely. Hex is the greatest crypto ever. John Hill. Man. Yeah, we're going to talk about Hex, people. Very polarizing. It shouldn't be polarizing to me. I mean, I did look at, I did some more research on it. Not a good look, in my opinion. Still. So you guys can call in, and if you agree or even disagree, let me know. We can have that conversation. Who do I have to give a chance? Richard Hart? Nah, man. Nah, bruh. Nah, I'm an OG in this crypto game, bro. When I see it, I know it. Can't fool me. No, sir. No, sir, not me. Let me see if I got. So the number is, guys, if you want to call in on the screen right now, 669-900-6833. I'm going to get started here in a second. I've got, man, I had a nice interview this morning that will go out tomorrow. You guys should definitely like that one, so I'll put that out tomorrow. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the lawyers really go in on him. I didn't get a chance to check out the interview he did with what's my man name? Peter McCormack, I think. I think he did an interview with him, a live stream. I heard Peter really went in on him. I hear Richard really likes to deflect and try to run circles around. He can't run circles around me. I'm sorry. I'm not one of those. So yeah, I don't know, man. We'll have that discussion tonight. We'll talk about Hex. We're gonna talk about Instagram. They're banning their influencers from talking about certain topics. Insane, man. I already don't like Instagram like that anyway. Facebook, another data breach. Like, how many more data breaches do we need? Our information is probably already out there. So any new data breaches is just old data. I'm sure. And then we're going to talk about, it's not on the thumbnail. We got to talk about, just kind of reflecting on the last decade with Bitcoin. The returns are insane. If you just sit back and look at the returns on Bitcoin, 8.9 million % gains. That doesn't even sound right. I don't have a problem debating anyone. You got to understand, bro. I don't care who it. I'll debate Jesus. It matters none to me. Tone Vase, yeah. Tone is another person that's hilarious. A lot of his, I can't get with a lot of his stuff. Sergio Pollo Roca. So we're gonna get started here in a second. We're gonna look at this here. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. Those are huge returns, but the question we have to ask here, are the returns over? That's a lot of gain. Are we kind of running out of steam here? We're gonna have that conversation. I personally don't think so, though. I don't think we'll see those types of returns again in Bitcoin. I'm sorry. We won't see another 8.9 million %. It's just not happening, right? Not possible at these numbers. But how much more will Bitcoin run in the next 5 to 10 years? No one knows, but I mean, I can kind of give my 2 Satoshis on it here. Hey, Mick, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining tonight. So again, guys, give me a call. Get in queue if you would like. 669-900-6833, and the code is there on the screen. Get started here in about 1 minute. Yeah, into the fray, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not scared, but actually it's funny, bro, because someone, I don't know if he's close to Richard Heart, but he's a buddy of mine, and he actually asked me to have Richard Heart on or do a live stream with Richard Heart like maybe a year ago. I don't know, nothing ever came of it. And then he asked me maybe about a month ago. And this is how much I follow Richard Heart. I didn't even know he had a token or anything. So when he asked me, then I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem, chatting with Richard Heart, him coming on my show for kicking his session. I didn't even know he had a new project called Hex. So that's how much I'm following that whole situation. So somebody, I can't read your name right now, but you said at Richard Hart on Twitter. I'm doing a live stream right now. You at him and tell him to come on. No doubt. Yeah, I'm feeling much better, Mick. My daughter had me done, man. I was like under the bed last weekend or this week. I mean, you know when you get to the point where you sound worse than you feel? Well, that's how I was a couple of days ago. I've felt better, but yeah, I'm all good. I'm getting better. What do you mean stop talking, bro? You at him and tell him to come on the live stream. What's going on, Angels? Crypto Angels in the house. D1, what's going on, bro? All right, let's go ahead and get started. My co-host, I don't know if he's having technical issues or what. Oh, there he is. I think that's him. Let me see. Yeah, that's Trek. Let me get Trek plugged in here, guys, and then we'll get started right now. Trek, what's good, baby?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
All right, so we're live.
Oh.
What's going on? You having technical difficulties there?
Yo, I'm acting like my fucking laptop is brand new today, boy.
I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. So now I had did a presentation thing earlier, and I didn't realize that when I plugged into the projector, it changed X amount of my settings. So I'm sitting here like, yo, why the screen won't come up? Like, what's going on? Like, why did this double out? And it's like, oh yeah, I plugged into the thing and it changed shit. So, all right, we doing
All
it.
right, so yo, episode what, 19?
I don't know. You definitely putting in the work, bro, for this year. Like, yo, you going in for this year, like
Nigga going in, son. How you be more Casse, son?
No, that's a New York thing, bro.
Nah, we don't do that over here. So, what's good, man? You were doing something earlier.
Yeah,
You
man.
had some event.
So, it was basically this lady I met at Baltimore Innovation Week, and she tries to do stuff that, you know, is dealing with what's going on within like the bigger community of people, and as far as like helping, you know, people understand what's going on within their personal financial stuff, as well as just bigger conversation pieces in the community. So it was like myself, I forgot the other lady, she was a financial coach, and I forgot the other person's name, and it's a them. He's a psychiatrist, and
Hold on, we 1 second. I think this is Richard Hart in the chat room.
Oh boy.
Rich, just all you gotta do,
Hold on, I gotta
use
this.
your this stream is on what is it called, Zoom. So just jump on Zoom and use that code at the bottom, or you can just call in, but if you want to do video, just use the code at the bottom.
This is gonna be interesting. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, you are definitely working out the connections, man.
Nah, man, people, you know, I guess, I don't know if you saw the video I did yesterday about Hex, man. It's not looking good to me. As far as, you know, what the incentives and how it's structured and everything. He said, I ain't calling your phone. What are you doing then?
Oh boy. Hey, just remember we live, bro.
Call in, Richard.
Like,
Playing no games.
you know, just remember we live.
We live, baby.
So yeah. All right. That is what that is. But yeah, so
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Like somebody was talking about doing the working out stuff. This one lady, the other guy was talking about the whole transgender inclusion thing, and just how that conversation has grown, and like where he is in life for himself now and stuff, and just what's going on within the bigger community. I didn't know now, like on your driver's license, bro, you can identify as X as opposed to like M or F. You can now be F.
No,
But you not, bro.
Hey,
No.
speaking of driver's license, did you see your boy Ken?
Oh boy.
Ken changed his name to Satoshi Nakamoto. I couldn't believe it, bro.
Man, like I'm not even knocking Ken.
Ken, Ken does it like when Ken does something, he does it to the fullest, and you gotta do.
Yes.
It's nothing but you can't do nothing but respect that.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so tonight, people, we're gonna be talking about. I guess we're gonna have Richard Hart hit us up.
At some
We're
point.
gonna talk to him. Again, we're gonna be talking about, and I guess we can talk about Instagram if you want to first. Trek, we can kind of start off with that. I thought that was pretty interesting. The whole Instagram situation. If you guys didn't hear, I don't even use Instagram like that, to be honest with you. I have maybe like 300 followers.
See, it's not a product or service promotion platform for me, so it don't, you know what I'm saying? It don't do. I mean, I'm hit. If you using it to promote a product, such as if you're doing it to deal with the vaping stuff, I mean, I would imagine that you had to see that coming at some point.
But the problem is, bro, they're going so far as to now, this is not sponsored stuff. This is like if I'm an influencer, right, and I have a vape company come directly to me and wants me to promote something on there, or some type of tobacco, or like I said, guns, cigarette, or tobacco and vape stuff. I can't even do that now. I can't personally promote stuff through my channel, if that makes sense. Not like a vape company do a sponsor post on Instagram.
I mean,
I think that's a little overreaching.
If we doing this under this whole thing about like protect the kids,
I don't know, bro.
like I feel like the umbrella protect the kids is like, yeah, protect the kids, but it's weird, bro, because in one sense, right, we get how social media thing is, in that like if you could kind of think it, somebody out there did some retarded ass shit with it, like, and then at the same time it's like, oh, I don't want my kids seeing that, but like just because they don't see it with you don't mean they don't see it. Like, I got a kid just going into high school and I got another one in college, so like that whole thing of like you trying to quote protect the kid, granted college isn't necessarily the kid age wise, but I don't know, bro, like who is it? I feel like there's another conversation level going on between all of the social media platforms where they're changing things on their end, and it's like one person does something and all of a sudden everybody else is gonna like move with it. And in some ways I would almost say it's like, you know what, y'all just shooting yourself in the foot, so whatever is whatever. Friggin' do what y'all do. Like, this is one of those things that make me wonder is how long before like Twitter be on something like, oh, you can't promote that kind of content. Because like what if I get a sponsorship from a company directly, right, to hit me with the like whatever kind of restricted product that you can't do.
Yeah.
If I just have it in my video as placement product, you know what I'm saying, product placement.
I don't even know how do they even control and police that now. This is not something that's like binary, right? Like, are they just gonna have someone just go through? That's a whole bunch of, I don't know, man. It's just weird. I'm
bro,
just
like, but seriously though, like then now, like as if you're one of those influencers who's on that whole like, oh, I gotta push the product, but now I gotta be creative. Like, do this shit like movies and commercials, man. This shit is literally product placement. Like, think about how many times you've seen somebody smoking a cigarette in a movie. You never saw the quote cigarette, but you knew like, yo, that's 100 right there. That's a Newport joint right there.
My thing is the overarching theme that I'm getting from this whole situation, Trek, is that I think these major companies don't want or like seeing influencers pocketing the type of money that they are, man. I mean, it goes back to what we talked about a few weeks ago with Copa and them clamping down on these kids or the video channels that are geared toward kids. You saw the list that just came out. The young Asian kid, he racked in another 25 or something million this year. So,
like, yeah.
So I don't know. I think they're really trying to clamp down on people making money, man. I think that's what it is. All right, so it looks like I thought I was gonna be able to get Richard Hart on for video, but he's not. So I'm gonna unmute him. Richard Hart.
What's up? What up?
What's going on, bro?
Sir?
Chilling.
All right, man. So look, we've been talking. I started talking about Hex, I think yesterday. I saw some articles on a couple of news outlets, and I went and looked into it. And actually, someone sent me. I think we did. Weren't you on you were on the live stream with me, Trek, a couple of weeks ago when someone was like, "You need to look into Hex," and we pulled it up, but I didn't look at it at that point. I mean, and now I saw the articles, and so I took a look at it, man, and help us understand what's going on. I'm an OG in the crypto game, so I don't get excited over the glitz and the glamours. I've seen them come, I've seen them go. Okay, I hear you're doing something. You're calling it a certificate of deposit.
Yep.
But a certificate of deposit, you normally get your principal plus interest.
Yep.
How does that work with your coin? Because that.
So in Bitcoin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm just bringing up
cool.
your site right now.
So Bitcoin inflates about 4% a year, and it used to be 4 times higher. Yep. In order to reward people for mining it for security. And so Bitcoin actually pays dividends to people, but it just doesn't pay dividends to anyone that does anything kind of good, basically. So like Bitcoin miners used to protect the network from other people attacking it. So if back when Bitcoin was on CPU, you don't want some botnet just coming and 51% attacking and spending everybody's coins and whatnot. So it used to be not a protection racket. It used to protect you from other CPU networks. It used to protect you from other GPU networks. But now that all the SHA-256 miners are on the same network, mining is just security theater. It's just a protection racket. The people that you're paying fees to for protection from 51% attacks are the only people that could 51% attack you.
Correct. So, yeah. The hash threshold is so high now. Right.
So now what we've got is a bunch of miners that sell about $500,000 an hour of Bitcoin into the market to pay electricity bills to pollute the environment for security theater, basically. And that shit's not good. And the miners, they don't talk to you on Twitter. They don't talk to you anywhere. They don't give a fuck about you. And they made their own copy of Bitcoin and tried to kill the real Bitcoin. And I don't like any of that. I don't like that happened. I don't think that they're ethical or honorable. And I know they're not writing commits. They're not doing Bitcoin improvement proposals. They're not making the network better. So really all they're doing is selling the price down to pollute the environment and hope that the price goes up so that it can be cash positive again one day. Because
Go
when
ahead. You say miners, is that like as the individual or as the let's say collective?
Every SHA-256 miner.
But no, where I'm going with that is, you can have 100 miner devices, and you know what I'm saying. Like, so, all right, I'm a miner who quote has the good intention. I'm about this whole like, yeah, let me help secure the thing, but I only got 5 miners, right? And then you got, let's say, the other person who has 200 miners who's like, nah, bump this. I'm here for the cash. Like, I'm here to just get as much out as I can and then screw this thing if it goes down in like 2 years. I'm just curious.
Sure. So like, I don't want to get into the ethics of what it is to be a little guy versus a big guy, and you're both dumping the price and selling that shit and helping like pollute for profit and whatnot. It don't matter if you do it big or small, because Hex is designed to solve that shit amongst many other problems. So Hex uses proof of work just like Bitcoin does because it is secure. But we don't overpay the miners with inflation because Ethereum's already doing that. Ethereum's already eating the dick and has dropped down 95%, paying miners tons of money that they dump on the market. And because they're doing that, it leaves you this opening to take advantage of the losses that they have and to piggyback their network, which is what it was designed for, and get computation that's trustless and more censorship resistant than Bitcoins, more distributed than Bitcoins. You can still GPU mine it, but you can't GPU mine Bitcoin. You got to go give $1,000 to some company in the middle of nowhere that don't want to talk to you, that it ain't in the country you're in, and hope that they send it on time, and then hope that you could break even. So Ethereum mining ecosystem superior, Ethereum censorship resistance superior. And we piggyback that network and we get all of the benefits of the blockchain for 1 penny per transaction. Today, it's like 2 or 3 pennies. So we don't, in Hex, we're a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake. For inflation, we have proof of stake. But for transactions, we have proof of work. So we don't overpay the miners. A lot of other currencies do.
But I guess my question though is more so the logistics and how the whole Hex ecosystem is structured, and that's where
easy.
No, but what I'm saying is a lot of people are getting down to the whole origin account address, and you own that, and you know you get 50% of all kickback from fees, and that's where I think a lot of people start calling it scam or like a BitConnect multi-level marketing type thing, that's where that stigma, that whole thing comes from.
I'm ready to fuck up all of those things.
So okay, so that's what I want to know about. I mean, I'm with you with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has huge problems. I mean, from it being centralized, from mining. I've been saying that for many years. You know,
it ain't getting better; it's getting worse.
And it's getting worse. We need to really. Why aren't we paying attention? So I understand
it's not
all
solvable.
of that.
It's a tragedy of commons. You can't fix it. There's like, if you jump off a building, you can flap your arms all you want and you're gonna fall. That's how it goes. And if you design, when Bitcoin was developed and invented, Satoshi made certain decisions, and those decisions are not fixable now. So Satoshi decided the only thing that will be rewarded in his system is not developers, not marketers, not auditors. The only people that would be rewarded in his system are people that mine. And now that just means pollute gigawatts.
Right.
So now that Hex is born, we incentivize referrals, just like Amazon, just like Tesla. They got referral programs, single tier, no multi-level shit. We got the same thing.
So yours is not multi-level.
Nope.
Okay.
Single level. And it disappears in 330 fucking days. It's gone. There might be some reincarnation of it that doesn't have inflation. It'll be like kind of a wholesale retail kind of thing. But as it is today, where the currency inflates to reward people for doing shit, almost all of that goes away in like 330 days. So the launch phase is 351 days total. We're on day like 17 now. Let me look at that, actually, make sure I'm giving you the right number. Yeah, today is day 20
weeks,
now.
Right? It was 50 weeks total.
Sure, 50 weeks in a day. But now we're on day 20 of that. So of the 351 days, we're on day 20 now. At the end of this phase, there is no more referral program unless someone like builds one. There is no more transforming Ethereum into Hex. There is no more free claiming Hex with Bitcoin. All that shit goes away. And all you have left is a peer-to-peer, trustless, audited 3 times smart contract on the Ethereum network that monetizes time instead of hash rate. So just like the second most popular product at your bank is the CD. All it is you lock up your money. Longer you lock, more interest you get. Every extra year you lock up is about 20% more interest. We just took those specs from the real world and we copied them to the blockchain. And then all this fancy bullshit in the first year is to get people to use it. And it's working wonderfully because we're the #1 and #2 DApp on Ethereum every fucking day since we launched. You can't do anything.
I mean, you got a lot of. I mean, that's not surprising. I mean, we're talking about Richard Hart here.
He's about to try to shit on you. I'm telling you,
bro. So, but my question is, I still want to get back to this origin account. Bro.
Oh, sure, yeah. So so here's what happened in crypto. People are used to getting everything for free. And that makes them think that they're real important and that they deserve everything. But actually, they're all a bunch of bitches. They don't do shit. They think because they bought something and they hope that its price goes up, that they deserve more than everyone fucking else. They deserve more than the developers. They deserve more than fucking everybody because they pressed the buy button. But the real world does not work like that. In the real fucking world, people are offered something and they accept the offer or not. So you could go to McDonald's and you get a cheeseburger for $1, or you could go to some fancy restaurant and get a cheeseburger for $25. And this shit happens every single day. There's a 25x difference in price between one burger and another burger. And I've had both. They both taste pretty fucking good. Now, do you see people setting up on Twitter, setting up accounts, fucking calling SEC report and fucking Twitter threads and all this shit, calling a $25 burger place a scam? No. If people want to pay for a different fucking product 25x more and that shit tastes good to them, then let them fucking do that. Scams are where people get misled. Scams are where people get fucking lied to. That's what a scam is.
True. We get the practicality of a scam, but like we also know in this day and age, it's a lot of goddamn haters out here. And when you like actually do something that is quote like effective and works, like I'm gonna be honest, Rich. Like I have not paid attention to it. I've seen it popping up on different like platforms as far as the name popping up and like the little clickbait title stuff, but I haven't looked into it itself. Okay, so I'm gonna say talk to me like a real novice as far as Hex is concerned because I don't know the ins and outs.
Well, I'll start right from the scam part because that's the shit that everyone cares about, right?
Yeah.
People think they know about crypto, but they don't know shit. If you ask them, what's the top 10 market cap coins? They can name like 3 because they ain't studied it. They don't know shit about shit. And then you're like, okay, how many percent of Bitcoin's on exchange? They don't fucking know. I know. Okay, how many, like name 5 whales that own the most Bitcoin? They can't tell you. I fucking know because I studied it. Okay, so what percentage of XRP is owned by Ripple Company? These motherfuckers don't know.
60%, 70, 60%.
Exactly.
But the thing, but I guess we're still not answering that question about the origin. That's the thing that
there's an address that owns about 45% of all the new coins that are being minted because so few people are claiming compared to what is possible because we're only 20 days in.
So okay,
if more people claim, then it gets less.
Okay, so it becomes less, but you own that origin account.
Nobody knows who owns it because here's the thing. So first, let's say for fun, what if I did own it? Now what?
Okay, that's where people. That's what people are saying. So,
sure, let them say that shit, but they don't know, and I don't want them to know. I have very specific reasons I don't want them to know. Now, here's what I see.
So you can understand why people would have the opinion that they do. Then
yeah,
right?
y'all got to learn the law.
Whether or not
like,
you don't care. I'm just saying you would understand.
I do.
That,
I
right?
care, but like y'all got to learn the fucking law. Like y'all ask questions gonna put people in jail, but don't realize you asking questions that put people in jail. Like you got no consideration because you don't know the fucking law. So I got to teach it to you. Right? A lot of people ask fucked up questions. Yo, how many people ask you how much money you got and what you do with it, Doc? Fucking nobody, because it's inconsiderate. But y'all think it's okay to do that shit. Nobody does it to you, but you think it's okay to do it to fucking me because I'm successful, right? It's inconsiderate and it's gross.
No, it's not inconsiderate. It's
Bullshit.
The fact that you're out there. You know, you're behind the coin, right? So
yes,
you got to be able to take the heat.
I'm taking the heat, but I'm telling you,
right.
It's inconsiderate and gross and risky and bad for the project. I'm gonna explain it all to you.
All right, go ahead.
It's this simple. The government don't play fair. The government will fuck you up. They will fuck you up. And who do they fuck up? The people just easy to fuck up first and gets good headlines, right?
Yeah.
So what's the best way to not get fucked up? Don't break the law. And if you can not only not break the law, but even go a little bit farther and make the optics look good so it reduces the headline bullshit, then you're not likely to have a problem. If you follow the law and you don't break the law and you ain't some juicy looking target, they got better shit to do with their time. There's a lot of scams out there. A lot of people losing their fucking money.
I swear, bro. I swear, when I did the video on it the other day, I wanted to say some other stuff. What you're saying that people are doing, and I don't know if you were accusing me of doing that, I actually didn't say some things on record because I'm like, yo, I'm like, does he have all his I's dotted and T's crossed?
Yeah, I know all the risky shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't say a couple of things that came to mind with this whole situation as well. So go ahead.
Most things in crypto are a scam.
Yes.
X is the opposite of a scam. Most things in crypto get your money and make you huge.
Doesn't help. But I
can
Richard,
prove it to you. I can prove it to you. But fuck what I say. I don't matter. The code matters. The code's public. So, look, if you want to scam people in crypto, all you got to do is make them big ass promises and get their money, and then don't do shit for them. And that happens all day, every day. And that's what all the ICOs did. And that's what all the advanced fee fraud does. There's a whole Wikipedia article on it. You can read about it. It's called advanced fee fraud. They've been doing this shit for 100 years. A girl will come to your gas station. She'll pretend she lost her diamond ring. Call me if you find it. Some other guy will come along and say, hey, look, I found a ring. And then the girl will say, yo, there's like $100 reward on this shit. And the guy will be like, yo, I found this ring. What should I do with it? And the dude will be like, okay, man, give me like 20 and I'll just give it to the girl that found it. Because he thinks he just made $80. But in reality, the girl and the guy was working together and that bitch just lost his $20. This advanced fee fraud shit has been around for eternity. And it's what ICOs do, and it's what a lot of cryptocurrencies do, and it's not what Hex does. Hex does not make you any promises whatsoever. Nothing.
Okay, hold on. Now I gotta jump in now.
Sure, go ahead.
So this sounds eerily similar, and I know you're gonna say it's different, but this sounds eerily similar to a certain gentleman we know, CB, Mr. Middleton, first name Reggie. Where
that motherfucker made every promise possible in the entire book. He said he was gonna make 29 trillion zillion gorillion fucking dollars, replacing every single financial thing in the whole fucking universe. And he's working with the Jamaican government shit. You kidding me? That motherfucker made every claim possible. I don't make any claims. Not a single fucking claim.
Well,
nothing.
Well, no, that's not true.
It is true.
No, I'm saying
Go on the site and read it.
Richard, I'm looking at verbiage on your website.
Yeah,
right.
Designed to do 10,000x in 2.5 fucking years. That's what it says, right?
But it says some other stuff on here that I'm not going to point out. You can go back and look, or I'll tell you offline. But I'm like, bro, you just got to be careful, man. Like,
there's a difference between can and will. You have to understand that. There's a difference between possibility and probability. If you don't know the difference between can and will, you're going to be all fucked up on that site. You're going to think there's a lot of promises. But this is very clear English. Man.
Okay, see.
Let me ask you before you go, Trek. Have you? I'm sure, Richard, you are a smart man. I've watched a couple of your live streams. Have you gotten pretty good legal counsel with everything? You
First, you asked me how much money I got. Now you
asked me how much money
squad. Like, Get out of here with these
hold
dumb
on.
questions, man.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. I ain't asked you how much money you got.
Get out of here with these stupid questions. Look,
No,
so
I'm just
here's my
saying,
point.
on some for real, like, because man, I've seen
Listen,
me
if you read
personally.
the law,
I've
it's
seen
not that hard to
I've
understand.
seen I've seen agencies go after projects that were legit because I used them.
The
And
law is
when I
this simple.
saw that, Richard, I was like, "Oh, okay. They can move the goalposts and make it up how they
100
want."
times.
They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
They really can.
Right, right.
So here's my position. We could talk about the law, or we could talk about that design to technique, which I think I might have fucking invented that. I haven't seen that one. So Bitcoin's made to replace fiat currency. It was designed to replace fiat currency.
Yeah,
Well, it
not-
started trading at nothing, but let's just call it a penny. And it was up 2 million X in 2017. And it was designed to do much better because it ain't nowhere near as adopted as it was designed to be, which means, in effect, it was designed to do that 2 million X and more. And it did it. And it's at 700,000 X right now. So I pull a little tiny ass number, 10,000 X, and everyone has a fucking heart attack because they don't understand that this is crypto and these numbers are realistic and this shit really happens all the time. So that 10,000X number is just if you bought Ethereum when it listed on Kraken and bought the wick, the low, and waited about 2.5 years, it went up to $1,500 and you could have bought it at 15 cents. That's the real world. So that number that I'm quoting you is just what Ethereum did on the Kraken exchange, period. It's not fantasy. It's not exciting. It's fucking math. And I got the chart, and you can go get the chart too. You can go to tradingview.com.
I mean, we know that, right? But when
this idea that I'm not allowed to talk about what's possible because I can't have my free speech, because I can't say, yo, cryptocurrencies are actually the highest appreciating assets in the history of mankind.
It sure
and this
is.
one's designed to be better.
You can't talk
No one's saying. No one's saying that at all.
Well, that's all I'm saying. Now, what will it do? I don't know. It could fucking go to zero right now. It could go to zero right now. It could totally stop working entirely right now.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
could go
all
to
of them, though.
absolute shit.
Bitcoin could. We could see the advent of quantum computers fully
Sure.
hack.
Yep.
Take advantage of the consensus algorithm, which is
Yep.
that's another. That is a really.
Yep.
That is a serious issue that I don't think has been addressed. And I got somebody coming on the show next week who's a very he's a titan in the crypto game, and I'm gonna ask him more about that because I think that's an issue that needs to be discussed more.
The shit that's hilarious to me is everyone comes to the fucking. So the only possible things you could possibly bring that scam shit with is, I don't like Richard. There's some entity called an origin address that gets like 45% of the shit. And I don't like that it says that bad gains are possible. And that's it. That's all the fucking drama, all the hype, all the bullshit boils down to those three things.
Well, the origin account and that the fees from the network go 50% of that goes back to the origin account.
No.
And so at the end of the day,
that's not the case.
Okay.
That's not the case. So the origin address, first of all, if more people would claim their free fucking coins, the origin address doesn't get a copy of that shit. It doesn't get a copy of base claims. So if more people would claim their coins, not only would the origin address get less percent, but the adoption amplifier that lets you transform Ethereum into Hex would also get less supply. So it's great if more people claim.
All right.
Like,
When
if
you're
more
done with
people-
that thought, I got something else for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, and then after this launch phase, the 330 days that are left, or 331, the stakers get half of when someone has a penalty, and the origin address gets half of when someone has a penalty. Now, how does someone get a penalty? You could either end your stake earlier than you should have. You said you was going to stake this long, but then you staked a lot less. Okay, you're going to get a penalty.
Right.
Or you could not end your stake within 2 weeks of when you said you would. And then you're going to get a penalty.
Right.
And that's it.
But that penalty fee goes to the origin account.
Half. It's split.
Half of it
Sure.
goes to origin account.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you and your buddy are walking down the street. You find a $50 bill at the same time. You're gonna split that shit, right? It's fair. It's fucking fair. Like it's nothing unfair about that.
All right, could I ask a stupid question then?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
What
And then I
about-
got one for him too.
Market fit. Like, I hear what you're saying as far as like why this quote is a better than what, original Bitcoin and an upgrade like in its way on Ethereum for what we know as the legacy platforms, right? So Hex is this better thing, and Hex is quote able to do X, Y, and Z. What happens if at the end of the day people just don't fucking adopt it?
Well, price probably goes to zero, I guess. But I mean, look, how much adoption does Dogecoin have? It's worth 250 million. It's like if you look at the top 100 market cap, the shit doesn't match reality.
It doesn't.
Nobody.
No, it
like,
doesn't at all.
So like, I don't even feel comfortable saying it goes to zero because I don't think it would. Because fucking nothing goes to zero, basically.
No, it's not going to zero because you're Richard Hart. It's a premium and baked in just off that.
I think the best way to measure the likelihood of success for this project is to look at the real numbers, because the numbers are generated by people's time and their money. And so the numbers that we got, I'm gonna go to a website right now called hexstat.com. That's singular, hexstat.com. We've got at least 3 or 4 of these statistics websites that people put together to show every single thing that's going on in the currency. So what I want to know what's going on in Hex, this is the site I go to. This is all community based. I didn't have shit to do with the design of any of these things. They're fucking awesome. Like really, 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 really good websites. And they update in real time. So like if someone does something, the shit changes right here on the screen without hitting refresh. So right now, say again?
No,
Hexstat.com.
Yeah.
I'm
looking
on
at
it now. We're on it now.
Yeah, so this is the shit that actually matters. So there's 23,965 Bitcoin addresses that claimed their Hex in 20 days. That's a shitload of Bitcoin addresses. Oh, maybe they're all broke. Maybe it's fake. That's 153,145 Bitcoin. That's over $1 billion of Bitcoin that claimed their free Hex in 20 days. That's fucking massive. Now, if people claim this free Hex, they stuck with it 90% auto staked for a minimum of 350 days. So that's 350 days they get to watch the price chart and see whether they enjoy it. And what do you think is going to happen if for 350 days over $1 billion of BTC bought and is kind of watching Hex? Some percentage of those guys are going to be like, yeah, I like this. And they're going to buy in. That's how discounts work. That's how coupons work. That's how freemium works.
Those people who did that are screwed, right? Because they bought in one
free.
Hex, one Bitcoin per 10,000 Hex.
Yeah, but it's free. They didn't pay. It's nothing. You keep your Bitcoin. It's free. You don't lose your Bitcoin. You keep your Bitcoin. It's free. You literally mint Hex. So if you go to go.hex.win and you just paste your Bitcoin,
100 different addresses here. Go.
My bad.
So if I use any one of the wallets that I got that's a Bitcoin address,
yeah,
whatever
you can
the
just
amount
get your shit for free.
Is the amount of Hex I would get?
Yeah, he's airdropping it. He is kind of well. We don't want to say he's got his own words for all.
No, you don't. It's not an air. So airdrop, someone else has to give it to you. And in this system, there ain't nobody else that could possibly give it to you because only you can mint it because only you have your private key. So it's like Bitcoin mining.
Right.
You mining.
Right.
You minting your own. You're minting your own Hex because the network rule is that you had Bitcoin at December 1st, 7 p.m. EST. And then if you had the Bitcoin, you just sign a statement that says claim Hex to your Ethereum address. You paste it into your Bitcoin wallet. You click sign, and you paste that signature into the go.hex.win website, and you click submit, and you just minted your coins. You minted your own coins.
What's the other site? GoHex?
Go.hex.win.
Go.hex.win.
Yeah, that's the wallet.
Okay, right. Okay.
And I don't like the word wallet because it doesn't store your keys. Like MetaMask stores your keys. So it's a user interface basically.
Okay. How are you? So before I ask the question I had queued that I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
Was how is Hex dealing with Ethereum's migration to proof of stake, and how does that affect anything? Okay.
Well, if it works, then everything works. If it doesn't work, then we have a fork, and then there's an old coin and a new coin, and now we all get 2 coins, and usually they add up to more. So either way, it's okay with me.
Okay. So the question I have for you, I'm sure you saw the Naomi Brockwell interview with your defunct ex.
Yeah, I was on that at the end. If you watched
program, okay. What was what's that all about? The programmer that left.
Well, I mean, Kieran worked on the project, and then he stopped working on it like a year ago. Mm-hmm. And then, it kicked off, and now it's great, and kind of feels left out because he's left out. So if you want to feel relevant, important, and significant, well, you either got to be pro or against, and you're going to get more clout against. So, he just kind of found a way to stay relevant, and I don't fault him for it. I would feel like, man, if you missed out on something, and then you didn't believe enough, and you missed out, you're gonna try and feel less left out by saying that thing sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that so many times before.
And I guess him saying all that shit. Like, he can. Like, here's the thing, right? Developers don't understand the economics of this. They don't understand a lot of the reasons they made the decisions.
Well, that was the problem with 2017. To be honest with you, you had a whole bunch of developers that didn't understand business.
Yeah.
And so
it's always going to be that way. I mean,
they had these grand ideas, but didn't have the that other side that's needed to execute on things. My question, so again, I think my hiccup, and it doesn't matter, I'm just giving you my opinion. My hiccup is the whole Origin account.
Let's look into that. So okay. 80 Lumens went from nowhere to top. It was like number 7, and now I think it's number like 13 or something. Mm-hmm. It's 80% in a foundation. And then the foundation decided they didn't want to do their job even and hand out the coins like they were supposed to, so they decided to just burn them. Yeah. And guess what that did? That gave them a larger percentage of the supply. The foundation itself actually had a smaller percent of the supply before the burn. Now they got a larger percentage of the supply after the fucking burn. People don't even realize that.
Yeah, but now there's talk about that being impossible because they did that. There could be some possible issues with that being set up as a secure or looked at as a security now with that move.
Well, it's a dangerous game, so you got to be real careful what you say.
Right.
So my solutions to that problem are: you are doing all the work. You are the network. You mint your coins. You mint your rewards. No one else could possibly do it for you. If Hex.win and I die and disappear, it don't matter. We already wrote you a guide on how to use Etherscan to do everything. And if you don't like Etherscan, Monarch's already built an integration. And there's all these other people that are, building integrations to make it easier for you to do it. And there ain't no law that says blockchain's got to be easy, by the way. So you can get out your pencil and paper and build your own front end if you wish. It's all public, right?
So what's the whole end goal with Hex? What are you envisioning? Is this supposed to be a coin, like more so from the technical side? Is this supposed to be a coin that what is the utility of it? Basically, is what I want to know. Is you being the founder of it and visionary behind it? What do you see Hex being in the future? Is it a coin that you want people to utilize on a daily basis, or is it an asset? Like, what is it to you?
Overtake everything, almost everything. So it's cheaper transactions to Bitcoin. It's more secure. It's got more audits, and it's on a less centralized network. It's likely to scale better than Bitcoin because of ZK rollups and optimistic rollups on Ethereum, which are about 1,000x the throughput. And they're already built. They're not like theory. So we're in the lottery that Ethereum does actually solve scaling. Now, the funny thing is, if Ethereum does solve scaling, I don't think it's actually good for the Ethereum price. I think it's actually bad for the Ethereum price. And then it's good for everybody that uses Ethereum, as odd as that is.
Well, I think we have the same thought process on Ethereum, because I think Ethereum is actually heading lower over time. Because as they move to proof of stake, the actual ETH token will be less necessary, the utility function.
Maybe it's hard because it's just like Bitcoin, right? We were going down, bull market. Let's shake out on the weekends, do the 85% drop that we do every 3 years. And then a big Chinese Ponzi came along and was like, fuck that. We're going to make the bottom and a top. And nobody in the West knew. We was last to know. So a lot of the things that you theorize, a Ponzi comes along and just wrecks your shit. And you're like, okay. So I mean, as long as the speculation game is really how much do you know about what Ponzi's are becoming popular in China, no one is really qualified to speak to price any longer. I mean, it's really kind of fucked up. I mean,
no, the situation is definitely messed up. How long have you been in crypto, by the way?
I was mining in early 2011, the first quarter.
Okay, so you've been around, so you remember the early days, and things have changed drastically, man.
Yeah,
in this game, it's
some things have gotten a lot better.
Like I mean, what?
Oh man, we fucking chose the right ecosystem. So all these amazing stats websites that exist, they like go back to that hexstat.com.
Yeah, I'm here now.
And click hex charts on the left and scroll down and look at these fucking charts. We're the first cryptocurrency in the world with a chart of future market supply. So you can see there's a shitload of stakes ending 10 years from now in 2030 or 2029.
Where is
it's the third chart.
Like a heat map. Let me see.
Well, that one says the same shit, but
3. Okay.
So 3 and 4.
Hex. Yep.
Yeah. So we're the first cryptocurrency in the world to have a chart of future market supply. This is when you know people can hit the price. So now when you're making your stake, you can zoom in and decide where you're going to end your stake, which means we're going to have less supply shock, which means we should have less dips in theory, assuming static or increasing demand. So that's amazing. That's an innovation that no other cryptocurrency in the world has. If Satoshi came on this show right now and told you he was going to sell all his Bitcoin tomorrow, you wouldn't believe him. You'd think he's lying to you, because why would he fuck himself at the price? But in our system, you could see his desire to sell in the future right on the chart, and then you do know to believe him, because he'll be penalized to lie to you. So it's a truth engine, and we're the first cryptocurrency in the world to have that. And we pay people to hold the price up by staking instead of paying people to dump the price by inflating for miners. And after year one, we've got less inflation than Bitcoin's ever had in the 10 years that it existed. This is all amazing, really, really good stuff. So if you got lower fees, higher security, better game theory, less externalities with paying mining companies to dump the price, and a referral program, man, you're running out of shit to add. And we've even got someone working on anonymity right now. Well, let me rephrase that, because it can't be security. I know of someone that is building a ZK Snarks fork of the Tornado.cash contracts, which just cleared audit, that does anonymity over Ethereum. So if he finishes that, then we're going to have anonymity and lower fees and higher security and a referral program, and you can claim it for free, and you could transform ETH directly into it. And right now, if you had 1 ETH and you would have joined the adoption amplifier yesterday, you would have got 1 million hex for 1 ETH. That's a lot of fucking hex.
My question to you about going back to the question about the end goal with hex, are you guys looking to do like smart contracts and all that? That's part of the whole roadmap.
Well, you can build on top of hex. It's extensible because it's an ERC20. You can call it from other contracts. So you can build a lot of shit on top of it. But it is not going to be like a substrate that you would build Lightning on. It's not going to be a substrate you would build some other tier 2 things on. That it is not those things. So it is DeFi. It is store of value. It is interest bearing. But in reality, I mean, it's not really interest. It's just called interest. In reality, you're getting paid inflation. So you're not getting paid, like there's nobody getting a loan and then paying interest to you. And I have to have this conversation all the time because Muslim people, they say they can't participate in this.
Right.
They see the word interest.
This is right.
And then I got to explain, like, it ain't actually interest. There ain't nobody borrowing anything, and there's nobody paying interest.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to get your verbiage tight, man, because you're saying it's a CD.
Yeah, but CDs at the bank don't work the way you think they do either. When you give your money to the bank, they don't lend your money out. You think they do, but they don't. They just use your money as an excuse to actually borrow the Fed's money, and then the Fed's money gets lent out. They never actually lend your money out. There's a lot of nuance.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's why people are like the Muslim person you were referring to. When you say CD, that's interest bearing. There's interest there.
But it's like Bitcoin bears interest to miners that have hardware. It's just proof of stake and hardware. So like Bitcoin proof of work is actually just proof of stake and electricity bills and giving chip manufacturers money. So this shit's all kind of interchangeable if you like look at it. So like I call it replicates. Is a cryptocurrency really a currency? No, because it's not used as a fucking. It's used maybe as a medium of exchange sometimes, but it's never used as a unit of account.
You remember back in the day, we thought that Bitcoin was going to be a currency. We know for sure, at least most of us who got half of a sense, half a brain, know that Bitcoin will never be used as a currency, as a world currency at this point.
As it is today, without a lot
as
of
it is today. Yeah.
And I mean, in the tier 2, like when you do the tier 2, it provides different security assumptions, and it's not the same developers. It's not the same code base. It's not the same ports. It doesn't use the same servers. So like a lot of people think like Lightning's Bitcoin for some reason. There's nothing related. Nothing. It is a totally different project. Everything that could possibly be different is.
I get so much flack about talking negatively about Lightning Network. Like,
it doesn't work yet. I mean, it's beta software. It's
beta, but also, Richard, this thing has been. People think Lightning Network started in 2017 when they got into, many people were 16. Man, Lightning been going on for a while. They've been trying.
Blockchain is hard, man. Blockchain is fucking hard.
And I don't listen. I'm not saying that what they're doing is not hard. It is. You're right. What they're doing is so but that's part of, I think, I have an issue with. It's too complicated.
Well, here's the other problem I have. Everyone thinks that, if Lightning works, then all the fucking altcoins are going to die. And you got to explain to these people, they're like, if Lightning works, it is open source software. And that shit does easily apply to nearly every other coin because we all use the same addressing BIP39 format. When you go to make a Bitcoin address and you go to make Ethereum address, it's the same fucking exe. They both use BIP39.
Right.
So like, whatever wonderful job Lightning may eventually do for Bitcoin, it's going to do for everybody else too. So it's not actually, Bitcoin's got a lot of fucking problems, man.
I'm with you on that. That's one thing I can't agree with you on. And I catch a lot of flack for that. But at the end of the day, I think Wall Street has pretty much, it looks like, adopted it.
This is another thing I love.
So I don't think it's going anywhere, but it's definitely not the coin that I was pitched years ago.
I got, like, when I got into Bitcoin, it was a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency. You could mine it and you could send it to other people, and they could mine it and they could send it to other people.
Correct.
Now it is a miner to user cryptocurrency because you can't mine shit. If you want to buy a Bitcoin, it's got to go through the hands of a miner first, and you can't be a miner. It costs too much. Even if you're a badass and you buy your own machines, you still got to join a pool because the difficulty is that high.
Yep.
So even if you put 20K into fucking mining hardware, you still can't mine a fucking block. You still got to get into a pool. And so it's actually not a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency anymore. It's actually a miner to user cryptocurrency, which changes shit. It's different. Now, I'm not saying it's bad.
Right. That's what, right. Exactly.
People say, oh, we're going to fucking get rid of the bankers. Bitch, they own more Bitcoin than you. You ain't getting rid of the motherfucking bankers. You kidding? You can shit. You can put that Bitcoin tag in your fucking username, and you can say all that wonderful shit you want about Bitcoin, and all you're doing is making Tim Draper rich, who owns 1% of Bitcoin, the Winklevi twins rich, who own 1% of Bitcoin, me, because I got a bag of Bitcoin. I was rich before I got fucking in, and Roger, he was rich before he got in. People think that this is gonna like change the social makeup of fucking the world. It's not. Like the people that have Bitcoin were mostly rich before they fucking got it. So, and then I make something that helps cure that shit, and I penalize whales 75% if you got over 10K coins in Hex. If you got over 1,000 coins, you get penalized 50%. If you got multi-sig, you totally fucked. You can't claim at all. If you're Mount Gox, you're removed from the UTXO set. You can't claim. So I do things to help the little guy in Hex, and people yell at me like I'm an asshole. I do shit to prevent scams and stop scams. Trayvon James and Craig Grant promoted BitConnect, and they don't promote that shit anymore because it died. But they could be promoting other scams. But instead,
aren't they promoting your stuff? I heard someone saying
yes, they are. Yes, they are.
See,
so guess what we're doing,
man?
So you don't believe a man should be able to change from bad to good?
You can't stop anybody from co-signing your coin. I'm not listening.
I'm happy to have him on board.
Huh?
Look, I've never seen any of those dudes' videos before. I may have seen one Trayvon video before.
You need to go watch them.
I don't know what they did then, but the videos they're making now, I fucking like. They're actually quite good.
I have now. See, I'm the reverse. I haven't seen anything new. I've only seen the old stuff. Okay.
Trayvon is definitely. I don't know how he did it, bro. But like, he definitely has the people coming back to him.
I think his videos are funny as shit. He puts music to them and whatnot. He's fun.
He has learned how to tell his story, man. And for all of the stuff from the BitConnect thing, like I said, I was following him before he really started pushing crypto, like way before BitConnect and all that came in. And to see how he was then to then see how he is now, he definitely has learned how to tell his story in the crypto community. I'm gonna give him that.
If you want to kill scams, you only got 3 options. Complain to the law. It doesn't work. Why? Some countries ain't got no fucking law. But let's say you live in a country that does. What they're gonna do? Come after the fact, after everybody lost their money and hope to get it back? This shit rarely happens. They rarely get the money back. So are there enough people to do the job? No, does not. All right, so what's the next thing you can do? You could yell at people and say, stop being stupid. Only spend your money the way I say you should. And they tell you to fuck off and they don't listen and they just can't become smarter. There ain't no switch to flip. So yelling at people don't work. If it did, the 27 ICO shit wouldn't happen. Because I was yelling, other people was yelling, no one gave a fuck. Okay, so what's left? Something I invented, something I'm popularizing. You got to starve the scams for attention. You got to starve the scams for investor money by getting to the end users before they do and locking it up. Just like a bacteria. Bacteria needs to eat. How do you kill it off? You replace it with other bacteria that's good, and then it gets all the food, and the shitty bacteria dies off. That's the only way that you could scale and actually replace these fucking scams. Because if you're yelling, and even if you're effective and people listen to you yell, you don't have a marketing budget. Because you stop someone from getting scammed, how much money you make? $0. But the scammer is making mad fucking money, and he could buy more ads, and you can't buy any ads. So that asymmetry means that the only way to outcompete at scale these scams and prevent people from losing their life savings is to get to them with better offers. Now, what's a better offer? Maybe the S&P 500 is a better offer. Maybe an index fund's a better offer. Maybe Hex is a better offer. It depends, right? So that's the only thing that can scale to replace these fucking scams. And I know that for whatever percentage of broadcast time Trayvon and Craig have, that Hex has replaced some portion of it. And at least for that portion, when they're talking about Hex, they're not talking about some Ponzi scheme with fucking exit scam, with no trustlessness, no audits. They're not talking about, something that's new and innovative. Like I got scammers to stop scamming for some portion of their fucking day. Now, who else is doing that? It's the same with the keys. I got people to take control of their private keys by inventing Hex and getting their fucking keys off the exchange. Who else is actually paying you to get your keys off the exchange? I'm making a real difference in the world, and everyone else is fucking screaming at me the opposite, and it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie. When you
go ahead,
Trek.
Go ahead, Trek.
I was gonna say, like, when you put it that way, like, yeah, that definitely does give it a different light of validity as far as your point of view on it. In that, if you got them talking about something like this, as opposed to pumping some shilling scam BS, yeah, that's one less thing out there to catch somebody and make a new bag holder. I agree.
If everyone else does the same thing and makes better offers, man, we could win against the scammers. We could win. Look, crypto's got bad gains, man. We ain't inventing shit. We're not making these numbers up. These are real fucking numbers. It's the same pitch that they're using. They're using the same pitch, but they're just stealing all the fucking money. So let's get in there with the same pitch, but without the stealing shit.
Agreed.
Last question, man. Kind of, I guess it's kind of on topic, maybe not. I see. Okay, what are your thoughts about? And this is my theory. Most people are sheeple, man. They just go with the flow. Whatever the government tells them, they believe it, right? Whatever they see on TV, that's what their narrative and their reality is. What are your thoughts about central bank coins, their cryptocurrencies that they're coming out? We got China coming out with theirs. I know Canada's working on one. I know the Fed here, they got to be working on one. When they roll those out, man, how do you see that affecting adoption with any cryptocurrency that's not necessarily owned by a central entity?
Let's imagine that you and your girlfriend met a nice male model, fitness model. And, he was real secure in a relationship. So you thought, yeah, you can hang out with him and go to dinner with him and, head to the beach with him and shit. Eventually, that dude's going to start banging your girl. You're going to lose your girl. Because that's how that shit works. So it's the same with crypto. If the governments are like, yo, yeah, we're going to get into the crypto. We're going to give you this AML KYC shit. We could take your money and all that. And you just, go ahead and play around. They're going to come and they're going to hang out and they're going to have their little government crypto. But they're going to be like, oh, there's mad gains too. We could have that. We could have mad gains. I ain't getting mad gains in my fucking government crypto. Yeah, let me try that mad gain shit. And it's going to onboard 100x the people. So all those government cryptocurrencies, I wish them all the most fucking power and luck. I hope they get massive, excellent adoption because some large portion of those people is going to FOMO into shit that could actually appreciate. And the government cryptocurrency is never going to appreciate. And so we are the fucking fitness model. And the government is in a nice, stable relationship with its citizens. So bring it. Yeah, invite us to dinner.
I love it. Okay.
I love it.
What about stable coins? The ones that are like,
I fucking hate stable coins, but everyone else loves them.
I kind of like them. It's not that I like them. I think it's a necessary tool in the market. It's almost like a pseudo short, right? It gives you more liquidity and stability.
Here's the problem, right? Crypto was made to disintermediate. It was made to remove counterparties. It was made to make economies more efficient. It hasn't done that yet because not enough people have wallets. But if everyone had a fucking wallet, it would be a beautiful world without fees. Like it would be fucking grand, assuming tier 2 gets fixed and shit. Or you could just geographically scale and still be pretty awesome. You could just have like 100 local regional blockchains and a comet cross-op when you needed to and shit. So if that's the case, is that crypto is made to get rid of counterparties. All a stablecoin usually is a giant counterparty that could choose to just not give you your money. And then not only could he choose not to give you your money, but the bank that he's got an account with could choose not to give him the money to give to you. And the regulator that's in charge of that bank could decide to tell the bank no, and the bank could tell him no, and then he'll tell you no. So how many fucking counterparties do you want that could tell you no, you lose all your money? That's worse, not better. And you ain't got no FDIC insurance. You ain't got no fucking interest. That's just all terrible. Now, there is one exception. We do have these forms of stablecoins on Ethereum that operate a little bit more trustless. They have still people, humans that vote and shit. So they
and
can
then
still
you got some
up.
that are smart contract based. They don't even like the supply is all program. Like there is no, right. But it's mathematically done.
They're all based on over collateralization.
Yeah.
So as long as over collateralization works, then it's awesome. But there is that tail end risk, that black swan risk. Do we have a price shock that's so angry and so fast that the over collateralization doesn't work, and then that idea will fail? So it's better than nothing. It does serve a purpose. And look, Tether is the most used cryptocurrency in the world.
Yeah.
For real.
It has really been for a long time.
So my opinion is obviously not what the market believes. The market believes Tether's fucking awesome. And I realize that as a student of the market, and I have to like just understand that everyone else's opinions are not my opinion. You know, just like I thought, you know, what XLM can't go top 10 with 80% foundation. It did. XRP, no banks use it. It can't fucking go number two crypto with 60% of foundation. It can. You just have to learn that, like, yo, like, look at it this way. If somebody owns 50% of a coin, really to make that up, you only need an extra 2x. And when you're dealing with shit that goes up 10,000x, is an extra 2x that hard to fucking come by? So people misunderstand this shit. And like,
bro, my thing with XRP that people are not getting is that Ripple, the company, is getting rich off of the bag holders because they're liquidating their tokens to go buy real assets, real companies. I see them in the news more about acquiring new companies than doing anything else. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
They bought shares and they bought 10% of MoneyGram, and MoneyGram stock went up like 60%, and Ripple stock went up like 3%.
See what I'm saying?
Was funny. That shit was funny.
See what I'm saying? People don't see that stuff though, Richard.
Yeah,
I'll tell you a funny one, pimped, bro.
Ripple just got the Ripple company just had a new round and raised 200 million.
Yep,
and
I saw that.
Valuation of 10 billion.
Yep,
XRP currency is only worth 8.5 billion.
Yep.
Yeah,
I saw that. I was in New York a few years ago, and we were meeting with some VCs, and they had a sheet, and it had Ripple. And back then, I didn't even know really about Ripple like that. I think it wasn't even out really yet, but it had Ripple in the middle, and it had all these VCs around it, like in a wheel. It was just.
And I bet they bought. Like, here's the thing, man. Like, it's easy for me to talk shit about Ripple, but let's be serious. It works fast as fuck, and ain't nobody lost their money using it. So what's the big ass deal? It works fast as fuck. You push a button over here, money ends up over there. What the fuck you want? So it's like all this crypto shit actually works pretty good, but we just player hate a lot because we're mad somebody richer than us. We mad that they could do some shit. Like Dogecoin works fine. Ripple works fine. XLM works fine. Bitcoin works fine. Ethereum works fine. All this shit works really good, truthfully. But we all player hate a little bit because we ain't own a bag of it.
It's not the utility part that I'm hating on. You're right. Ripple, XRP works perfectly fine. Many coins do. BitConnect worked fine as a ERC20. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like the problem is the expectation. Like I hate that people's expectations for projects.
Yeah, when they say that the banks are going to use us and they have zero banks.
Yeah, that stuff, like, man.
You quit with that story.
That stuff, man. That's where I'm like, please. Yeah, you know, if you just say it's a token that you want to use, it's another cryptocurrency. All right, cool. Yeah. May the best man win.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't like that. That's what people like ask me. Like, yo, what could Hex do? It could go to zero. And you know what? Even if it never goes to zero, which probably never will,
it won't go to zero.
Yeah. Everything goes down 85-95% at some point. The question is, how far does it go up before then, and does it get back up after it does it? That's the real question of crypto. And I'm the only motherfucker out here telling the truth about these charts. Ain't nobody else says that shit. Ain't nobody tells you, yeah, Bitcoin is going to keep dropping 85-95% forever. I'll say that, but I'm the only one saying it. And I get called every name in the book. But I'm the one telling the truth about this shit. It just blows my mind, man. I just don't. The hatred, yo, dog. If you go on,
where can you buy Hex right now? Did you do a deal with Roger Ver? I heard something about that.
He said he wanted to list it.
Huh?
So his exchange doesn't have volume. So the Bitcoin.com exchange doesn't have volume. So he wants volume. So how's he gonna get volume? And he's users. Okay, well, what's the hottest thing in crypto right now? Hex. So he piggybacked popularity, and he listed it. But there's 10 other places that listed it. So there's 10 exchanges that Hex is on right now. And I get new messages pretty often about people that want to list it. Why? Because this is number 1 and number 2 DApp on ETH every fucking day for the last 2 weeks.
No, because you're Richard Hart, man. What the hell is your problem? Like,
man, you ain't even seen me talking a year, dog. Come on now. You know it ain't that. I mean, fucking, look.
Don't act like the crypto fame ain't a factor in this joint, though, man. Come on.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Like, because There's so much more shit I want to see Hex do. I want to see Hex in every wallet. I want to see every wallet free claim them Bitcoins for the users. So like right now, Monarch just put Hex on the front page of its
That's my
app,
guy.
and they're building out
Crypto Biddles. That's my dude.
Yeah, Robert's the shit. So he's putting claiming in, so you'll be able to claim your Hex in his app, and you'll be able to stake it and do all that other stuff. This is what his team's working on. It's a little slow right now because it's Christmas and all, but as soon as they get back, that's pretty much what they're working on. And he's got something like 1.6 billion in crypto that's in that wallet and amongst his users. So, and that doesn't even account a lot of the lower value ERC20s. That's just like, top 10. I want to see every wallet get their users to have free Hex. They're free. And you're bleeding out every week you don't claim. If you didn't claim your free Hex yet, you're missing 5% of your stack already, because you only got 350 days and you bleed it out every single day. Every single day you keep bleeding until there ain't nothing left on day 350. I want to see Binance claim with their cold wallet. I want to see Bittrex claim with their cold wallet. They're going to get beat hard with whale penalty, 75% off the top. But you know what? It's still free money. Let's get it out there. So for me, people always message me. They're like, hey, man, you want to do this? You want to get listed? You want to get listed? You want to get listed? I'm like, I really don't give a shit about getting listed.
Hold on, dude.
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I care about users, man. I don't give a fuck. Like right now, I don't really give a fuck about the price. Actually, like if you want to get a bag of Hex, you hope the price gets as low as fuck because you want a good entry.
Where is it now? I saw somewhere it was saying it was at 3 sats. Is that?
It's usually at 3 sats on Bidesk, which is the most liquid exchange. Bidesk.com.
Well, hell, you can. Yeah, I mean 10,000x. Okay, yeah, I can see 10,000% from three satoshis.
I think, man, I was at 1 sat when I looked. Like it's at 2 sats now, and it dipped.
If it's at 1 sat, you literally cannot lose any more money. Like at 3, you technically could lose 2/3 of your money. But come on now. I mean,
well, I showed some people. If you go to Bidesk.com right now and you click the Hex BTC pair and you look at the price action today, it went.
What is it by?
BIDESK. So if you go to Bidesk.com and you click the BTC Hex pair, you can see that today it went down to 1 Satoshi and it went up to 3 Satoshi. Now that don't sound like shit, right? That don't sound like nothing. That's 300%. That's 300%. Somebody made 300% today. You could make 300% in Bitcoin today?
Though, what's the spread, though? What's the bid ask on it? If the bid ask is not...
Well, I mean, it's usually right up next to each other. Like it's usually... Okay. There's usually not a spread. Like it's... Like, so let me look. So right now, the bid is 1, the ask is 2. And the last sale was 2.
Website?
Bidesk. BIDESK.
Oh, BI.
Yeah, I think you might need to not be on a USIP. I can't remember.
No, I jumped on. I mean, I'm on at least the landing page. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, so go to the Hex BTC pair.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, okay. the bid ask. We got 3 sats, 1 stat. No, that's a low high. Where's the bid ask?
It's on the right side. So you'll see 2 on the ask and 1 on the bid.
Maybe I need to actually click on it. Let me click on it. I was on that list. Right. Oh yeah, I see it now. Yep.
Yeah, so just today somebody made 3 extra money. Mm-hmm. Now this is no volume. Right. Well, whose fault is that? Like I'm not focused on that shit. If I was focused on that shit, you think there'd be volume? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not focused on it. I'm focused on users. If people want to fuck around and play and make their 3x when it ticks around and shit, go ahead. If you don't want to play that game, which is basically like, if you think about it, if you're buying 1 and selling 2, you're doubling your money. Now,
well, you have to. That's the thing, and because we're down to that level, we're talking about sats.
Yeah.
If you're buying at 1 to sell at 2, bid the spread, the actual price would probably have to be at 3.
No, you really just double. If you set your bids at 1, and people hit your bids, your cost basis is 1 sat. And if you set your asks at 2 and people hit your limit order at 2,
that's true.
You will double your money. And the fees there are nothing. Their fees there are fucking 0.05%. They're nothing because it's a new place and they answer to support and the transfers fucking work. Now look, they might exit scam one day, but what else are you going to do? Like, that's every exchange, right? I mean, every fucking exchange has that option. And if you just, you know, just keep the minimum on these things that you need, they seem legit. Like, I haven't been able to detect any shadiness. Like, they're responsive and the shit works. It's about all you can ask for.
Expat Ran, no, I'm not going to start shilling Hex next week. So you're wrong about that, buddy. Sorry. We're just having a conversation and getting an understanding of what Richard's doing. I mean, like I said, my concerns were the Origin account and how that whole thing, who the fees went to and all of that. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, you're saying more people need to claim their tokens, and then there won't be that.
Well, no, it's still gonna get a lot. Like, it'll get like 30% instead of 40% if more people claim.
So that's where people, and you know, that I can see that being an issue. If I think I know where the Origin account, who owns that, you know what I'm saying?
You know how easy it would be to make big promises and get a lot more money for doing those big promises, but choosing the legal route and making no promises and making anti-promises and telling you I'll never do anything. Yeah, I'll never do anything for this project. And I get yelled at for doing that, the legal route. It's like, damn, y'all want me to go the other way, the common way, the way where big promises get made. It's funny that y'all want that.
I guess, man. I mean, the project's most likely going to be a success just because you're not giving the name Richard Heart, the brand in crypto, you're not giving it enough credit. But it's probably going to do well. I'm so fatigued with these coins, these new projects, bro. Like, I'm just like,
I agree.
I don't even know.
I agree.
I don't know where we go from here.
I don't even read most of this shit anymore, man.
I don't
There's
either.
Shit going on. I can't keep track. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just like, yo, it's great. I'm glad.
No,
I hope it works
same
out.
here. Same here. So it's just like,
go
ahead, Trek.
You are like, who else I listen to?
What's your favorite project? I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to get this in. Someone asked, what's your favorite project, Richard, besides Hex? I
think Tornado Cash is fucking sick. I think Tornado Cash is awesome.
What? What is it called?
Tornado.cash.
What the hell?
Tornado.cash.
All right, see,
it lets you. It's ZK Snarks mixes and is audited. It mixes your ETH, and now you've got anonymity on ETH, and it works for ERC20s and shit too. I think they just added their first ERC20.
Do you like Algorand? Because that's created by the person that created ZK Snarks.
I don't like any project that wants to be a platform or does high throughput, because we don't need throughput. We need adoption. We got a lot of empty ass blockchains. We don't need high throughput.
Correct.
We need adoption.
Correct.
And then
but that's sorry to cut you off, because I asked, who did I ask this? I had somebody on my channel, bro, and I was like, I've come to the conclusion that crypto we have a PR problem.
Yeah.
You've been saying that, bro.
We've been saying that, Trek, right? We've got a PR problem in crypto. Why isn't adoption there, Richard? Why don't we have is it too hard to use? I think that is one aspect.
We do have adoption for Ponzi schemes. The Ponzi schemes are doing fine.
Yeah,
Honest crypto is having a problem.
Joint. Yeah, that OneCoin project.
That's Plus like Token is 1% of all Bitcoin.
Plus Token, that's what I meant. Yeah.
They own 1% of all Bitcoin.
That's insane, man.
And it would have got more had they not got arrested. The 14K top was the day they got arrested. And I post these charts. I got a price calls channel where I predict the price and shit. Pretty good, actually. And I show a chart. Look, here's the ETH account that they use as their master account to scam from for ETH, because they didn't just scam Bitcoiners. They scam ETH.
They got EOS, they got ETH, they got
They're going for everything.
And you look at the balances scaling up, and then you look at the Bitcoin price chart, and you're like, oh look, they're going up together. And then they get arrested, and then bam, down. Now, what normally happens in crypto when you violate a parabola and do a bigger than 40% dip? You usually go down 85%. Now, I hope that shit don't happen, because that's like 2,200, 2,500, 2,700. Nah, 2,200, I think.
We got to keep 3K. That was my call back in. If we don't keep 3K, we're in trouble, in my opinion.
I don't want to go down. I want to go up.
Yeah.
But that Ponzi came and bought it up. And now you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You pumped on a Ponzi. Now you're going to dump on a Ponzi unless they get arrested and they stop selling.
Yeah. Those fundamental moves in the market, man, that's the thing with this game. Like a fundamental thing like the plus token can come through and violate technical aspects on the chart.
Wrecked
and that
everything.
it's a self-fulfilling it
didn't
it's a
obey
recursive
a single resistance, nothing on the
Yeah.
whole way up. It didn't give a fuck. It's like, that horizontal support, it broke, and we did a 55% drop from 67.50. We ain't even going to give a fuck about that. We're going to pump right through it. And it just didn't give a shit about anything on the way up. And then you're like, all right, everybody that was short got perma wrecked, lifetime wrecked on that one. It went up 4.5x in like 3 or 4 months. 3K to 14K. And then everybody that was short again after the 14K dip, after the fucking, bubble pop of 14K, everyone that went short died on President G's 42% the day candle.
Yep.
And then everybody that longed the candle, they got wrecked too because it didn't ever go up higher than that candle, and it made new lows, and it went to 62.50.
Yeah.
God damn, everybody's wrecked. You know who's not wrecked?
Yeah.
BitMEX ain't wrecked. Arthur ain't wrecked. Insurance fund's not wrecked.
That's
Insurance
true.
fund only goes up.
That's true.
I tell everybody.
And these not just BitMEX though. All these exchanges, they're not hurting at all.
They're loving it. They make money on that volatility. It's the only thing they make money on. I tell everyone to stop trading. Now, look, I could link you to fucking Bybit with my referral link. You go to richardhart.win and lose all the money you want. Go ahead and mash them red and green buttons as fast as you fucking want. But I tell you, you should not trade. You're going to lose it all. And I tell everybody that shit. And I make videos on it. I'm like, stop trading. You're going to lose it. You are not going to make money trading. You will not. And you know what every crypto YouTuber has right under their videos? Link to margin trading. Every single one of them. You know why? Because that's how they can get the most of their viewers' hands into their pockets. That's the maximum amount of money that they can generate as a YouTuber, is to get you to kill yourself with margin. And not only will you destroy your wallet, but you will destroy relationships and your health and your sleep. And if you do win, whose money you're stealing? The person on the other side of the screen. This is in as bad shape as you, and he don't want you to have his money. So it's bad for the world. It's bad for the individuals.
Is trading in crypto a zero-sum game?
It's worse.
I've had this debate. Negative sum.
Negative sum makes the world worse. Not even. It ain't even close to zero. It ain't even close to that. Like, is destroying lives. How many hobbies you got where suicide is on the list of options that will come out of it? Like, people kill themselves over that shit, man. And it's go play paintball. It's still expensive, but you ain't gonna kill yourself.
Yeah. So PR problem. Like, how do we fix it?
Marketing budget. Hex solves this. You gotta have a marketing budget. So right now we got a referral program. We had the front page of Pirate Bay. Why? Because you make 20%. A lot of people saying good shit about Hex. Why? You're making 20%. Now, is people making 20% on Bitcoin? Nope. Just them margin trading shits. So because Bitcoin doesn't give you money to refer, no one has enough money to have a marketing budget. Therefore, they don't have ads. So in Hex, we have ads because referrers can afford to buy them. But in Bitcoin, you don't have any ads.
So the referral thing you got going on, as you stated at the beginning, is only for 50 weeks. Well, we're T minus whatever we are now, right?
Yes. Here's what I'd like. It's about, we're 2 weeks in. Well, it's 20 days. So that's about 3 weeks. Goddamn. So, we're 47 weeks left. After that phase, what I'd like to see happen, now I can't say it will happen. Don't have any expectations. But what I would like to see happen is a wallet, front end, whatever you want to call it, that allows people to be referred to stake, because that's all that's left is staking. And then if they stake from a referral link, they're going to get a little bit less than someone to stake without a referral link. And that's how retail and wholesale works in the normal world. So you could, you buy from Amazon, you pay an Amazon price. But you could set up an Amazon referrer account, and you could refer your, somebody that you said wasn't your family or yourself, because that's their terms of service. But you could refer a friend. So then he could refer you, and then in effect, both of you guys are getting a referral commission. but most people don't go through all the hassle. So I'd like to see something like that exist for Hex to maintain that pricing power and virality that comes from the referral system, but it's non-inflationary. So right now, the referral program inflates the currency 32% on anyone that's referred, because it gives 10% to the referee and 20% to the referrer, and those two numbers compound to 32%.
But after this period that we're in, what's the inflation rate on Hex again? Yeah, maybe I missed it.
If you're a staker, it's 0% because you're the one that's getting paid the inflation. If you're not a staker, it's 3.69% maximum. And when I say staker, I mean average length, average size. If you stake longer, you're going to make more. If you stake less long, you're going to make less. Just like Bitcoin mining. If you mine more hash rate, you get paid more of the coins. If you mine less hash rate, you get less of the coins.
Okay, so the one thing I have to say about okay, so now that I know this token is inflationary, max 3%.
But it's less because it's only paid at the end of the stake, and these stakes, a lot of them are 10 years long.
No, I'm just saying though, in general, and overall though, it's an inflationary coin, right?
It's not the same. So in Bitcoin, when that inflation hits, that shit's getting sold for electricity. In Hex, when the inflation hits, it can't actually hit because it's only paid to people at the end of their stakes. And so everyone's like, all the people that free claim, they're locked up 350 days. They can't even sell. And then all of that reduced inflation early leads to reduced inflation later, because inflation grows on top of itself. It compounds. And so we've got this maximum 3.69, but it's on this huge delay. And then the question is, what are we going to be at, like 1.5, 2.2?
No, I mean, so what I'm leading up to is the fact that that's good. Inflation is good. If it's going to be a cryptocurrency that's used on a daily basis to buy coffee, to buy groceries, gas, whatever you want to, any goods or services.
It does inflate forever. It does that.
You said it doesn't?
It does inflate forever.
It does inflate,
very low inflation rate.
Well, but it doesn't matter. That's what we need, because I came to the conclusion that any coin that's deflationary, which many of them are in the crypto game. I don't care if, like, for instance, with Litecoin, it may have double the supply.
They're all inflationary, man. Bitcoin went from 0 to 18 million coins. Guess how you go from 0 to 18 million in 10 years? You print a lot of fucking coins.
Yeah, but so, it's inflationary inside of this. But we know there's a cap of 21 million coins with Bitcoin.
Maybe.
So
maybe.
Okay, well, that's a whole nother subject.
If the miners say, if they like that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother subject, right? That's a whole nother conversation. I understand, and I totally know where you're going with that. But in general, right, the market is going to look at that and say, I want to hoard this. I don't want to spend this. So naturally in the market, Bitcoin is not going to be a coin that is used on a day-to-day basis. People are going to hodl that for future, to sell it at a future value.
The concept of a deflationary death spiral, which is what you're describing, and it is the main Keynesian argument against Austrian economics, is that why would you ever spend money when you could just not spend it and then have more power the next day? So it's like that's one of those, man.
Because it now you don't have that money velocity.
Yeah, maybe
if you don't have money velocity in a market, it's not a healthy market. You won't have.
I agree with that.
GDP. You won't have. You get what I'm saying?
I agree with that. Yeah. Look, I agree with that, and I think Keynesian economics and money printing keeps people working harder.
Yes.
It is a net good for society as a whole. It is an expensive cost to society at the individual level, because.
But the problem is when you have it go to the extreme, like we have now with the Federal Reserve. You know, they say we're printing at 2%. They're trying to keep a interest rate of 2% or inflation rate of 2%. Is nowhere near 2%, right? So you can play those games, but when you have it programmed in a way where there are a number of coins out there like that. Hex is one, but there are many. Dogecoin is one, though I don't think that will ever take off just because of the brand. But there are a few out there. Those are the coins. If you're gonna have a coin be utilized on a day-to-day basis, that's the type of coin, cryptocurrency coin, I see
I don't care what people use on a day-to-day basis. I care about what goes up the most percent. I care about the ROI percent. So if people get into Hex and it happens to do insane ROI, and then for whatever reason they decide to switch to something else to dump that shit on the market, so be it. Like, store of value is a much larger, more expensive, more valuable proposition than transactions, which is why gold is $9 trillion. And that's 10 times more than Visa plus MasterCard plus PayPal plus a lot of other payment networks. So store of values, so payment sucks as a business because there's no money in it, because it's been around for 50 years and all the margin has been reduced. So when you buy something and then use it, the guy that you used it with sells it, and then it cancels the buy pressure and the price doesn't move up. And so really the only price pressure you have move up is the latency, the float in between the buy and the sell. And that sucks. Whereas in crypto, where no one actually uses the shit, we have the world's best price charts in the history of man, because you can't use this shit. It just keeps like, everyone buys and they don't sell, and the fucking price goes to the moon. And that's actually better for ROI. So actually having something that's usable, it's not that good for the price. Like, it's the part of the reason that crypto goes up so high is because you can't use it.
Right. No, I agree totally. Those are two separate. Right. Yeah. No doubt. If it's inflationary and it's used and there's money velocity, then the price will not. The price stickiness of it, you won't have that.
So this is an odd conversation, because for someone that said so many bad things about Hex, we don't seem to disagree on anything.
Listen, I knew your philosophy and your ideology about cryptos, and I always knew we aligned there. And I'm still not convinced on some of the details with Hex.
I hear you,
but I mean, that doesn't mean I'm hating on you or anything like that. I think you're a brilliant guy.
I think anyone that understands Hex will love it. I really, truly believe that, because I built so much cool shit into this. You haven't even, like, once you start to dive deep into it, the rabbit hole goes so fucking deep, so deep. Like for instance, so the stakers make money when people emergency end their stake, so they get paid to FUD. Well, that's interesting. So a normal market, you got people that FUD because they got a short on, but in this market, you don't even have to have a fucking short on. You could just be holding. And if people emergency end stake, you're going to get a cut of that. Somebody just did that today. About an hour ago, apparently someone annihilated their stake. They must have had a 5,555 day stake, which is the max stake. They had 2 million Hex, and they emergency end staked that shit. So apparently they lost like 90. I think they lost like 99.5% or something. I think they turned 2 million into 800 Hex. No, I think they got 800 back.
So here's one criticism of the man. You're so smart. I think you're making it too complicated.
In crypto? What's not complicated in crypto? The Ponzi schemes use that as an advantage. They make that shit more complicated because people just go,
so that's why people are saying, like, what the hell is this? What is going on here?
I know what you mean.
Optically,
the scam claims, yeah.
Optically,
it looks like a scam.
Just optically, it's like, what the hell?
It's true.
That's all.
Yeah, Bitcoin looks like a scam to most people, and then altcoins look like a scam to most Bitcoiners, and then like everything people don't own a bag of looks like a scam, and because most things are
a bag of it, so
most things are shit, and then but see, that's the thing. Most things suck, right? Yes, lots of things dump, yes, but there's all this other shit that sucks that didn't dump, and it keeps going up, and you're like,
yeah,
what the fuck's the difference?
Facts.
You know what the difference is?
Yeah.
It's the hype. The hype's the difference.
I saw a tweet online that you said, with $3 million, what's the best avenue to market a cryptocurrency? What was your feedback from that, and what was kind of the most
people's
common?
ideas mostly suck. Really?
I
saw some good ones.
Okay.
So someone said you should advertise on all those YouTube haters channels. And I thought, yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea. All these people talk so much shit about Hex. They got their Google ads turned on. Well, I could just target these motherfuckers one by one.
Well, that's true. Hey, yo, you know what? That happened to me when Big Connect was, your boy Trayvon and Craig. They were all over my videos. People were telling me, man, CB, before I started watching your video, Craig was on there talking about in the hotel.
That's just funny. I like that suggestion. I thought that suggestion was good.
What else did you see?
Man, some guy was pitching me in my chat. He's got like some billboard that floats on the water. And he said he's got the most school like viewership. And I'm like, well, I ain't really trying to get in front of schools so much, but okay. And then somebody said, Super Bowl. Somebody said get listed on a bunch of big exchanges. Somebody said
stay away from Super Bowl. That's too much heat.
It's not effective. If you got a digital product, man, use
right.
That's
brand reinforcement there.
Exactly. If you're Coca-Cola, you can do that.
I think I overheard you say earlier, Pirate Bay. You're advertising on there. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I didn't do it. A referrer did it.
Oh, okay.
So the cool thing is, like, I haven't done shit.
Okay.
Like all those cool websites, all the stats websites, HexViz with a Z.xyz plays audio and visual every time anything happens, and it shows you on the screen what happened. We got HexStat. We got 2 other websites. I can't remember the names right now. We got a Hex Whale Watcher. So there's a Twitter that tells you anytime a Hex whale does shit. So when that account nuked itself today, it was the first one I seen. I saw that on the Hex. It's called Whale Hex on Twitter. And then there's a Telegram bot that you can subscribe to events. It's called Hex Win Bot, and it'll show you like anytime someone claims, anytime someone stakes, anytime someone how much money comes into the adoption amplifier every day. Today was only I think 500 ETH so far. So like if I go to Hex, I'm gonna go to HEXVIZ.xyz. I don't know why the fuck he would get a .xyz. That's so stupid, but it's what he did. And so we go to this site and we see the bottom right corner that the flush address has 44,307 ETH, and the contract's got about 500 ETH. And so that's about 44.8 basically. So I don't know, it's like $6 million or some shit the first 20 days. It's not that bad.
Oh, wait, you said it's Hex Whale. What's it on Twitter?
Hex
Whale Hex.
The
Twitter's Whale Hex.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Well, man, Richard Hart, man, I appreciate you calling in, taking the time out to call in. Good conversation. Ended up being a very good conversation.
Agree.
Maybe if it clarifies some things for people out there. Hope it did. And best of luck, man. Best of luck.
Hey, it was good talking to you guys. I'm sorry I didn't put the video on, man. I couldn't get asked to get dressed, man.
No, I know you got to get fly. Richard be coming on with them
shirts, bro.
Man, he come with those super 3,000 thread blazers, bro. I be checking them out. He got some swag for sure, man. I appreciate you coming on. I'll definitely have to have you come back on, or I'll come, whatever. I'll come on your channel. You come back on.
Sounds good.
We'll have a real conversation.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you having
off
me.
the cuff. All right, bro. Take care.
Later, guys. Ciao.
All
right, people. Well, we kind of took did a whole Hex sponsored video today.
Unofficially sponsored Hex video.
Didn't
with
mean
the
to
man
do
himself,
that.
Richard Hart.
Didn't even mean to do that because I had some topics to talk about. But appreciate everyone tuning in. What'd you say, Trek?
Just went straight left.
That was. I didn't expect him to come on tonight, but it was good that he did. And what do you guys feel? Let me know your thoughts about Hex in the chat room. I'm still not convinced. Like Richard is so smart that I don't know if I can trust him. That's how smart he is.
So I'm gonna say I respect that he definitely did look to come on and talk. Like you ain't have to come and talk.
No,
sure.
He didn't.
And
he mad.
I'm not on the CB level, so it's like, all right, well, he wanted to talk to it and he gonna answer the question. All right, let me say something. Now, granted, I always tell you, CB, I'm not a trader type dude, so when it starts getting into those hard numbers and like, remember on 2015 on the 7th hour of. That's when I'm just like, not my lane. I'm gonna sit here and listen and learn. But thank you, sir, for coming on, and definitely, I'm gonna say shedding some light, because I don't know if you necessarily made it clear for everybody. I do now know more than I knew at the start of this live stream, because I'll be honest, like I said, I wasn't paying attention to it. I just knew he was somehow attached to it, and I kept seeing certain things pop up in like my Twitter and the YouTube feeds. So, you know, I appreciate that clarity for sure. I guess, I mean,
so the thing is, what I'm seeing people in the chat room saying, like, some people say I'm not effing with it, and the other people saying it's free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I guess
like,
if
you don't
want...
gotta do nothing but just post the address, really.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, man. I'm fatigued with a lot of these coins and projects. Yeah. That's why I just
here for a minute, bro.
I'm so sick, and it's just, and there's not no dig at Hex at all. And even Richard said it, like, he's same way, like, he is fatigued, he's done, exhausted with all these coins. So I think that's my take on it.
Block button list look like on all of his Somi, bro. His block game must be serious right now. I would not look to be at his level in this space right now, just because, like, yeah, everybody coming at him with stuff, you know, and like, he's like, I would definitely, no, we talked about this a while ago, like the whole thing of like, when you get at a certain point in being in this, like in the beginning, you all like blockchain, crypto, and then at a certain point, you just like, yeah, I'm in it, like, and that's it. Like, you're not out here trying to friggin', you know, spread the word to the world. You just like, yeah, I'm here. And I think it's one of those, we've been in it long enough, and we've been on enough of the up and down.
Yep.
Right. Yep. So it's just like,
and plus, I'm not too satisfied in the direction we're going either, to be honest with you. So that's an added layer of like, okay, another coin. Like,
I was telling you, I did a presentation earlier, and my presentation earlier, I really had to streamline this joint, but I realize now my stance in regards to this whole thing of like, even with the education stuff, and is like, I'm not trying to tell you what to put your money in. I'm like, I had 3 objectives that I literally wrote out and was like, all right, here's how I want to put this slide deck together. And it's, I'm not shilling, I'm not telling you what to put your money in, and this isn't like a quick rich thing, right? And what I was trying to go at was, hey, I need you to understand the medium of currency and how we use money is upgrading because the technology is upgrading. That's all I need you to get. And I didn't get the whole like, well, you know, what's the difference between this coin and that coin? Because I didn't look to point names out. And that's what I noticed now. At a certain point, man, I think like earlier this year, like if somebody came to me about like, and he said it too, he's like, oh, so it's okay to ask me, you know, what kind of coin or how much this and that I got. I definitely made a conscious effort to not talk about any coin in particular in this presentation, because it's like, yo, I'm not trying to tell you or give you any quote indication of what's going to be the thing. The technology we get is going to be here. Whichever one of these names work for the long run, that's a whole different like conversation and projection that I honestly just don't want to get caught up in.
Yeah, and I feel you, man. And you know, the thing I just, one takeaway from the whole conversation is like, I was telling Richard, like, I don't know, he got to work on the optics, man. The optics around the coin, bro.
We got a PR issue, bro.
He got to work on that, bro. He got to tighten up on that, bro. Because you be talking about CDs, and then, you know, and again, Trayvon, Craig, don't come at me, because I ain't coming for you. I can come for you, but I'm not. I'm just saying your past was BitConnect, and to see them now associated with Hex optically, it just and Richard can't stop that.
No.
You can't stop anyone from liking his coin. So you know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming Richard hard on that. It just does not optically look good, man. That's what got me kind of uncomfortable. We got a caller though. Caller on the line. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Off the chain, man. Episode 19.
Yo, it's John.
John Hill, what's going on,
John
baby?
Hill. Man,
What's
come
up?
on, man. Hex is the greatest coin ever, man. Y'all just understand. Y'all gotta understand it to understand it.
So let me decode what John. Let me decode what John Hill just said. He said basically Hex is a scam coin, is what he's saying. I know how John Hill believes the opposite of what John Hill tells you. That's what you do with John Hill.
I mean, it's a perfect scam. Like, you know, everybody gets caught up in the whole lingo. Like Richard, he's very smart. He knows how to, avoid certain questions.
Oh, he's good.
But
no,
you know,
he's good.
He's good at it. Yes.
He's very good.
Yeah, he's real good
and
with
he's
that.
very smart.
He's really good at that. It's a spin
And a
zone.
lot of you, John Hill, you're OG in this game too. He a lot of the stuff he's talking about, like aside from Hex, regarding the crypto game, is facts.
He's right.
He's spot on.
Right.
He's spot on.
He's completely right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the issue is, probably this is what makes it a scam, is, people are saying, oh, the coins are free. The coins are free. But no, I think to get the advantage is to pay for the coins. You transfer Ether to that account, I think on the website, to get advantage of more coins. And I think somebody said in the chat, I think the main dude that's shilling the coin in the chat, saying there was like 44,000 ETH that was donated to get more Hex. I think that's for the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's a genius scam, because that's the scam in itself. It's like, okay, you're donating the ETH, you're quote unquote donating to get more Hex.
I thought you said that you keep your coins.
No, there's two different ways. There's two different ways you can get the coin, right, John? You can you can give up your Bitcoin private key and get the conversion. One Bitcoin for every you get 10,000 Hex coins for every Bitcoin you put in.
Yep.
Or the other way, which John is talking about.
You send that ETH to that address,
and
I don't know what the conversion rate is at this point,
and
you get X amount of Hex coins.
Okay.
And that's the issue everybody has, because nobody knows who owns that who operates that address, and everybody's on their assumption.
Well,
that
read between the lines.
Richard.
Yeah, read between the lines from when he was on the call with us. You could read between the lines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the issue, and that's what I say. That's why I say it's a genius, because that alone, the scam is over. If you want, you can call it whatever you want, but the scam is over once you send an ETH to get you donate that ETH, quote unquote, to get the Hex. Then you just donated your money to get right now a worthless token. I mean, it's not worthless, but it is damn near worthless right now. Unless, there's some...
Well, I mean, it's worthless, but, maybe the ecosystem, the community will create that value, right?
Exactly. That's the genius about it. Like, that's what's the genius. Because if somebody does start to develop, or maybe somebody makes an app or something like that, and people start using it as a payment source, maybe it does increase in value. I mean, maybe it's designed.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter for Richard, because he walks away with the ETH regardless of it.
Regardless, whatever happens. Regardless, whatever happens.
Isn't that just to play devil's advocate? Isn't that an ICO? I mean, how an ICO would be.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, was every ICO a scam? Just because they failed doesn't mean that they were scamming.
That's why I said it was ingenious. I'm not in disagreement with you at all. It's a genius. It's a more, more ingenious scam.
That sounds like you disagree with him because you're saying it's a scam.
Because it is. Because regardless of what happened,
we can't.
I don't
know, man.
We can't call it a scam until hindsight. Like we're gonna need a moment to be like, bam, there we go.
No, I disagree because I called BitConnect a scam out the gate. Because I knew it was a scam out the gate before it failed. I said, oh, no, this is a multi-level marketing. Blah 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 blah. Richard Hart is saying this is only a one level.
Yo, somebody in the thing was like, nah, it's 2 level. And somebody was like, yeah, it's 1 level from your pocket to his pocket. Listen, I don't want to make it sound like I'm getting on him because I'm dead serious. He's very good with the semantics game.
Yeah, dog.
Mm-hmm.
How I am with stuff where, like, here's what I got from 2018, that crypto winter. If shit is like X amount of different features and functions, and you can flip this way and it can transform into. Listen, dog, I don't need that in my life. I'm gonna just go play with this G.I. Joe. I know how that shit works. Kung Fu grip.
And that's what I was telling Richard. I'm like, bro. He was like, it goes deeper than that. He's like, and then you got this, and this. I'm like, bro.
Yo,
it's too complicated, man. Like
that's the problem. And that's the PR problem. Everything's too complicated. Nothing is simple. It just has to be, people shouldn't have to think about, well, I got to do this. I got to do that. There's too many steps. There's just too much going on. And for, you're saying that, most people are sheeple.
But does it make it a scam? That's the big question. Like
no.
I label my video, The Rise and Fall of a Scam, simply because the article I was reading said it was a scam. So I was kind of playing off of that.
You also said Reggie was a scam too, bro, because the friggin' SEC said in a filing.
No, I didn't think Reggie was a scam. I just didn't think it was gonna work. No, I never said Reggie was a scam. Now PPT, that populist,
okay, you in that,
them niggas is scammers.
I watched some of that. Like, damn. Oh,
yo, I'm gonna have to bring the guns out on that one. Nico not gonna like me on that one. Bring the shotgun. Sit down. But no, seriously. Seriously, man, it's complicated. I don't even know. I'm speechless, bro. I really am.
It's not complicated. To me, it's not complicated. I think what people say what a scam is, because everybody, you gotta have your own definition for anything. But what people generally say what a scam is, when you put your money into something, you want an ROI. Are you going to get a return on investment on Hex? If you do, I'm
going to say we need some more time to see.
That's not even the criteria for calling it a scam either, bro. Because people who got into BitConnect at the beginning made money.
That's what I'm saying.
A minute percentage of people actually made out well with BitConnect, but it still was a scam.
Right. So, like I said,
that's not even the criteria.
But that's my point. It's like it's perception. It goes back to the perception. Like if a lot of people making money off of Hex, then okay, it's not a scam. But maybe they make a lot of money the first 3 years. What happens that 4th year? Then people gonna be calling scam. I'm just calling it a scam off the bat. I think it's an ingenious scam. How long
do you think it will last? If you think it's a scam,
if there's no development within the first,
nah, he's gonna have development, bro. Rich, and that's why I was telling him like he wasn't giving himself enough credit because he just wants to be successful on his own merit, but it's going to be successful because of Richard Hart. That's going to be an element of his success.
But it's going to have to be real. It's going to have to be real development. There has to be like a real, just like every other coin.
They're going to have it. I just don't, like I said,
we'll see.
He got to work on that, man. the semantics, the
Yeah,
language, that
The
CD stuff.
Yeah, the CD part. Nah, that ain't gonna work.
What? Oh, the CD thing? No, I definitely don't agree on that part.
Yeah,
but
he gotta.
I'm not gonna say he's like a Roger Ver, but if this makes it past, let's say this makes it past year 2. I'm giving him year 2. How much you gonna bet me the talking points are gonna switch a little? Because think about how long it took Roger, and think about how long it took what's his name? The little one. God damn it, what is his name right now? I cannot remember his name for the life of me. But point being is, Roger Ver for like the first 2 or so years was just all on how he was doing his thing on like the high energy, being off the handle, blah blah blah. And then what happened? He started switching his delivery and talking points. And I can't remember the other dude's name. And CB, I believe you talked to him earlier this year. And he has the hat on in most of the pictures that everyone has of him when they have him on their stuff. God damn it, I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, but yeah, I gotta go, man.
All right, bro. Thanks for calling in, John. We got another caller on the line too. Caller, it's your boy Crypto Blood.
Hey, yo, it's LJ.
LJ, what's going on, baby?
Hello?
Up,
West Coast
What's
in the
going
house.
on?
What's up, man?
I got a little cold, man, so my voice is kind of messed up. But you know what? I think like this, man. It's too early to just call it a scam. I mean, we've been in crypto long enough to know that there's a whole lot of stuff people thought was legit that turned out to be scams, and there's a whole lot of shit that people assume or presume to be scams that are still lasting. You know,
Like
my whole thing is this.
Eat for like how long now? Some people jump in.
Yeah, and it's still going.
Yeah.
It's still going. You know, Cardano, people, you know, that was going to change the world.
But that's not a scam, though. That's just a poorly executed project.
But what I'm saying is that we look at the dynamics of each of those projects, you know, and they haven't produced what they promised. Now, what I could say, and I'm not trying to shield this thing, but I do understand where he's coming from, and part of where he's coming from is if you're already a BTC holder, it's free. How many BTC holders took their airdrops and turned them in?
Yeah.
The difference with this is you got to lock it in for 360 days. Now, if you want to be foolish enough to buy it, then yeah, it may turn out to be a scam for those who bought it, but for those who already own BTC, either you win or nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. And this is what kills me. You got a gang. My comprehension is very on point.
Yeah.
The dude that called before, he missed a whole lot of stuff that was in the conversation. Because once again, if you're a BTC holder, it's already free. See, part of what dude is talking about, he's saying, look, for you BTC holders that weren't rich from the get-go, because you're early on, you got an advantage here. Because I put a bunch of stuff in that we've seen has been the bad results of crypto over the last 2 or 3 years. You know, the whales drop in and you know, so he's killed all those whale addresses. You know, it's a whole bunch of stuff in there. Now, yeah, is it complex? It's crypto complex. Try explaining crypto to the average person walking down the street, man. Come on, man. That's what I don't understand. Guys get to talking. This is look. We are on. Remember, I always tell you that we're on the verge of a whole new social consciousness. We're on the verge of understanding to a next level of understanding. Everybody ain't gonna get it. Warren Buffett don't get it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Everybody's not gonna get it.
My question, I feel you on that, definitely. Do you think Hex has a slight that he needs to tighten up on his kind of optically some of the marketing?
But I always say that we got a marketing problem. But once again, no matter what he does, there's going to be naysayers.
Yeah,
how many cryptos? Once again, how many cryptos did we have somebody saying it's a scam? Scam. So the person comes out, scam.
Yeah,
that word is thrown.
That word is thrown around and used a lot.
So once again, people. people seem to have a selective memory, or they seem to forget about what happened 6 months ago, or a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Now, once again, that don't mean that it may not turn out to be a scam, or it may just fall to the wayside because, you know what I'm saying, for a whole host of reasons. But for those who already own BTC, it's fucking free, man.
Yeah.
You don't got to give nothing, and you don't have to give your private. That's another misconception. Because I always thought that was my whole thing. Wait a minute, I don't want to give my private key. You don't have to give your private key. You're just signing.
Oh, you read the comments too, because somebody said that in the comment thread.
You're just signing. You signing the transaction.
Again, that's why I don't have respect for a whole lot of dudes that get on talking, because dudes is idiots. Dudes' comprehension is idiot. And you look in society, when you have conversations with people in society, you'll notice that, damn, you're not, dude, you didn't say that. And the dude, he's sweating down. Somebody, no, he didn't. Well, you left out something that he said, which would have changed the whole sentence, but because you left something out,
right?
It's misleading. You know what I'm saying? And comprehension is a motherfucker, man. I sat in a cell and honed it for 13 years. I honed my comprehension. I've had to go in and get wordings and explain to them what the hell the book said. And they come back and say, "Now you was right."
Yeah.
They wanted to leave me in there, and I had to, you know. So once again, now whether it turns out to be a scam, that's a whole nother. But just saying it is, just because a bunch of people are saying it is, that sounds just like the whole Democratic shit that accusing a motherfucker ain't no damn evidence. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers suck it. See, that's a whole social consciousness, because that stuff is transcendent from a whole host of levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything goes through filters. But you have to break that shit down, man. Now, if you're foolish enough to go buy it, then that's on you. But for those who already got Bitcoin, it's no different than airdrops. How many airdrops did we get that we knew the coins wasn't shit, but we turned that shit in? And it was more risk because you had to use your private key. Bitcoin gold. All the rest of that shit. Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin XV. All the same people that are saying it's a scam, I bet you they cashed in their Bitcoin Cash and their Bitcoin XV. That's hypocrisy. That's that mindset.
Yeah.
I'm not yes manning or co-signing no stupid stuff.
No, I know, LJ. I know you do your research, bro.
That's our problem. That's our problem, man. And I didn't have the arrows. I didn't have more arrows than any cat could claim I've had. And I'm still here. And I'm free. I got a passport.
Well, man, appreciate the call. Appreciate the call in, bro. So let me know how it pans out. You did actually do the
I ain't done it yet.
Okay.
I ain't done it yet. Because the only reason why I ain't done it is because when I went and looked at the MetaMask and looked at the Electrum wallet, when I went and did some research on Electrum wallets and I found out people was having problems and that had me to slow down, and I gotta figure out a safe way to do my shit. I don't got millions. I don't got 20, 30 Bitcoin and all that. You know what I'm saying? So my little shit, I got to hold on to it. You know, but he said that he said I could do it through the Monarch wallet.
Yeah, they're working. Yep.
I had the Monarch wallet and I removed it, so I'm about to put the Monarch wallet back on because I still got my feed and all that. So I'll do it that way because I got some trust in the Monarch wallet to some degree. You know, it's been around a little while. I've watched dudes get down, and so forth. So if I can do it that way, then that's cool. You know, I was trying to do it through Exodus wallet, but they said you couldn't do it with that. You know.
Which I don't even get. Well, he came up with his design for a reason. So.
All right, bro. Appreciate the call in, LJ, as always.
All right,
man. My brother. Y'all both have a good Sunday, man. A good Saturday.
Good. Happy holidays to you.
Same to you, bro.
That's right. Okay. Happy holidays to you, my brother.
All right.
All right. Yo, okay. So here's something I was wondering, CB. All right. So it's not an airdrop, right?
Well, he's not calling it an airdrop, right?
But all right. So we running around that semantics. how does this work for? And this is the thing that always gets me, bro. For those of us who make that public proclamation of being in this crypto space, right? If you say something about getting what he has, how are you looking at this tax situation?
Man,
like, you see what I'm saying?
That's a whole,
bruh.
Yeah.
Like with how things are going, and this is the same thing we were saying and you said before with like that crypto fatigue on, 2018, man, between all of the just the chaotic energies of things going on within the crypto space, the government doing what it's doing, and like how they coming in on stuff. I just was like, bump it. I'm not touching shit. Like, I don't want to touch nothing. Oh, what your coin does what? I don't even care. Like, until things kind of work out a little bit more clear. Because the other part that gets me too is that retroactive shit that they do.
Hell yeah. And you know, I beat around it when Richard was on, because I actually had some thoughts in regards to the Alphabet Boys in that situation. And I'm like, dude, what, I had a question, but I didn't even bring it up in my video I did the other day. And I didn't bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up tonight, but that's something, I would love to talk to him offline about, man, because I just see, again, just because of the verbiage, the worded, the lingo, the language is a little weird, man.
Bro,
and I just need him to be careful with that.
So was I wrong? Am I like, yo, there's certain things he said that sounded similar to Reggie's situation? Because like me and you've been following him for how long? And how many pivots and compliance changes did he do from what he first started with to what he ended up with in 2019? And then look what happened.
With this and there is a difference in my opinion.
No, I'm not saying there's not differences. There's definitely differences.
Right.
It was just one of those like
for me, when Reggie started going into the whole precious metal back crypto part of it, I'm like, whoa. That's when I was like, I don't know, man. And just because you say something isn't something doesn't mean. You get what I'm saying? You could say something all day long. That doesn't justify anything on the other end with those boys. When they ready to come, that don't mean so.
Bruh. And then I'm down here in the DMV, bro. It was people just doing straight off, like, signing. I'm not throwing out names of lawyers, but I've definitely heard from other lawyers. It was folks just out here just signing off, taking people money left and right. Like, oh, word, here's how much I charge an hour. You know anything about this blockchain stuff? No, but I can give you a letter that says you be good. And yeah, man, like it was definitely crazy down here in the DMV, bro. I don't know. Like, I feel like for where we are right now, and the same thing I was saying, for whatever someone's trying to tell you that's going to be the specific thing, no. Like, whatever name brand you want to go with, we might, want one thing over the other because of certain features. Okay, I get it. But at the end of the day, like, the technology itself as a whole isn't going nowhere.
I just don't know. No, it's not. But when it comes to Hex, and not just Hex, many other coins out there, I just don't see the room for another cryptocurrency. I don't care what kind of staking, this and this and that. And Richard even said it himself, like, we need adoption, not more features. Right. So for me, it's just like, I'm still uncomfortable with this Origin wallet and the funds siphoning over to that, and 50% of the penalty fees from the network go back to that Origin wallet. And I mean, if you read between the lines, who owns that. So that's that.
I mean, it
does the creator need to be compensated sure, I get. I mean, but I don't know, man. It's
okay, here's where I was going, and I was kind of wondering. I'm like, so is there a foundation on the horizon for the business structure? Because, excuse me, if this thing goes the way that you would ideally like it to go, what really, and it's like we were just saying, what stops certain departments to then turn around and be like, hey, emergency injunction, freeze everything you're doing? Like, you're the figurehead. You are the figurehead right now. I don't know what his business.
Yeah, I hope he bees care. I hope he's careful with that, man. I really do, because Richard's he's a smart guy, and he knows. Like I said, when it comes to the other stuff in this game and pointing out the real from the fake and what's good and what's not in the real situation in this game, he's on point.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to, yeah.
Yes, I appreciate it. Following him. I'm not like on everything he says, but I know him as a quote elder in this space.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it that way. And so it's like, all right, hopefully you're not like, talking the good game. Like, for example, bro, like how Craig Wright talks with fucking conviction on his shit.
No, I don't. I don't watch none of them dudes, bro. I don't know. No. I didn't even know they were back making videos.
I didn't know that either, honestly. But no, what I'm going at is that, like, look at this overall for how long this situation has been happening. Like, it don't seem like dude has been backing down at all. Like, he is wholeheartedly on his square and conviction for what his position is on this whole thing. Right? And even though we all out on the outside was like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, no, that don't even make sense. Or you didn't approve A, you didn't approve B, you didn't approve C. You're doing subskirts around like, E and F, and then going back to A. Like, we're all kind of looking at it the same thing, arguing it out, quote, logically, right? Yeah. But then he's just like, no, I'm still gonna steal this story. Like, I'm the one. It was me, and like. It's funny to me, for all these years later, he's still holding it on the same position.
We got another caller track. Let's take him real quick. It's your boy Crypto Blood, off the chain. Yep. Episode 19. Who's calling in?
Yo, what up? This is Cryptonomics, man. I'm up in the chat room.
Yeah, I see.
Talking to some of these people.
What's going on, bro?
And let me just put it like this, brother. Let me put it like this: is a lot of people. What Richard Hart did, is smart, but what he did is he played on the hopes and dreams of a lot of people that don't understand a damn thing about crypto. Mm-hmm. And he scammed them. He straight up scammed them, man. I'm gonna say this. I seen the show with Tone Vase, and they had him on there with attorneys.
Yeah,
and he's over there ducking and dodging and shit, man. I mean, he ain't answering nothing straight up. I seen the stream with Naomi Brockwell. He ducking and diving on there, and people want to say she only gave him 5 minutes, but the show really wasn't for him. It was for a coder who was working on the program that outed the boy. Outed the program and came out with relevant questions,
Yes.
And one of them I'm saying in the group is, why don't they reveal where the ETH and the BTC went? For the people that bought the heck.
From my understanding, when Richard came on tonight, it sounded like he didn't want to do that for regulatory reasons, but
yeah.
I mean, bro, I just don't want him to go down that road, dog, because you can't beat them.
Man, he already done went down that road. He already done went down that road, man. He already done went down the road. And I mean, if they're going to do that to Reggie, because, hey, Pete, big ups to Reggie. I was with Reggie, too. I'm digging everything you're saying about Reggie, because it was the same thing with me when, he was talking about Pan-African coin, going down to Jamaica, doing his thing.
Yeah.
And then when he changed to the precious metals, I was like, oh, man, hold up now. This don't even sound right no more. You talking about something totally different now. So I was like,
Trayvon Hanson, dude, you homosexual for saying that I'm homosexual. How about that?
What?
Ain't nobody. These people here goofy, bro. Go ahead. Man.
Yeah,
I had to get at that before
man.
that went past. Go ahead.
Yeah, so hey, I just wanted to say that the videos are out there. You know what I'm saying? With your boys, they got Richard on the spot. He ducking and dodging and all that. And I'm saying it. I'm not saying you saying it. Richard's okay, but he ain't as smart as what people talk about either.
No,
he's good enough to confuse your ass. He's good enough to confuse some people. I'm not saying the boy dumb. I'm just saying, hey, he good enough to get over on most people.
Yeah.
He ain't good enough to get over on me. You know, I know he ain't good enough to get over on you. And so I can't really give him all that.
But no, I will. I'll give. You're right on those points because he's smart.
You know, he lost. Yeah.
Because he's smart, intellectually smart, and can hold a conversation and everything, he can run laps around a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
But he is also, to that point, he is also very knowledgeable about the crypto game. And his assessment, in my opinion, is on point about just the state of crypto in general.
Yeah.
So I give him that all day.
It is. But, you know, a lot of people said he came forward with the project because you remember, I don't know if you saw that stream, your boy was on stream crying when BTC dropped from 20K down to 6K. He was straight up crying, boo-hooing.
Yeah,
and when I seen that, I was like, hold on.
I think he went short, didn't he?
No, man. No, he lost money.
I'm saying he
was
short.
crying. Dude.
I mean, he went long. He was double long, or
he must have went long because it definitely went. Yeah. You know, he thought futures was gonna be the next thing and all that, and you know, he was crying on the stream. I was just like, come on, dude, ain't no crying in crypto. Everybody done lost their money. Everybody done lost a little something. So, hey, it is what it is with me. But
everybody ain't lost a couple million though.
Right.
It hurt a little.
You can't put all your eggs. Yeah.
It hurt a little bit more when them commas get to adding up and you losing, bro. Believe me.
Hey, I could believe that,
bro,
but
curled up in the bed at night, boy, like a baby.
Hey, that's what he's looking on this stream, man. So I'm just like, hey, you know, I mean, I'm in crypto. I've been in crypto, man, since 2016. But I anything that goes on YouTube, I see it. I see it, man. And so it's like, your boy, he just been ducking and dodging, man. I've seen all his live streams where he's talking about Hex, and it's like you sit there for hours listening to him explain what he's calling a certificate of deposit. And to me, a certificate of deposit, if I give the bank $3,000, they're going to pay me a certain percentage on it. And that's what they're claiming that Hex is going to do. But at the end of the day, can it do that? It might do that.
Language, bro. That's and then going into that whole I'm not even gonna go into because I'm not trying to say we'll just leave it at that. He just needs to clean up the optics and the language, man. It just needs to get cleaned up, bro. Got to.
But see, he was on there with the attorneys, and the attorneys was like, hey, if you need some representation, because they went through the SEC rules and everything on the live stream, was talking about, hey, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. And they kept asking him questions, but he didn't want to go down that road because he didn't have that knowledge. See, that's why I'm on the...
Then it will come back to bite him, because all it takes is you saying that one thing, and then all of a sudden, we got 100 other questions for you, and we didn't know what direction to go in before, but you said something, and we now know.
But fellas, it's deeper than that. At least when I was going through the whole Series 3, it's language on your marketing materials that you can and cannot have.
Right.
So it's not even what you say; it's what's even on your marketing material. So it go deeper than that. But I don't know, man. Well, I appreciate the call in. We got another caller. We're gonna take
I appreciate it, man.
All right, brother.
Peace. Wish to him the best.
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, Off the Chain, episode 19. Who's calling in?
Yo, this is Bestie calling in about Richard Hart's Hex project.
What's going on, man? What's your thoughts?
I think Richard's really onto something. There's there's a need for he calls it a CD. There's a gap in what people want to do and lock up their money. There's a need for it. There's people out there scamming. I don't think Richard's out there scamming. He's really just trying to do something that people want to lock up their funds. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. All right, so then does that mean you would support getting it? I'm not saying you got in there, you stacking or you holding. I'm just saying that you supported enough to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go get these free hex.
I claimed on day one.
Oh, okay.
I put a little bit into the adoption amplifier, and I don't know. I locked up for 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 10 years. We'll see what happens. It's a gamble, but it's like anything else in crypto right now.
Crypto is a gamble.
I said that the other day. Everything is a Keystone project.
Yep.
Space.
Yep. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm more concerned about him. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I get it. He's dancing around with the SEC claims, like if it's the Howey test. He doesn't want to say it does this. He doesn't want to say it does that.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to. He's not claiming it'll do anything. It's the code. The code's gonna do what it's gonna do. You make your own coins. He's not airdropping anything. He's not giving you anything. So it's like, hey, let's see what the code produces in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know. You don't know. He don't know. We'll see what happens. What do you think?
Did you see? I didn't get a chance to see this, but did you see the call? I guess he was on a stream with Tone Vase and a bunch of lawyers. Did you see that?
No, I saw the one where he was at some conference, and they were giving them each a minute to rebuttal each other and kind of talk about BTC's ups and downs and Hex's claims and whatever. But Tone's a maximalist. I'm not a maximalist. I think there's a place for a lot of these coins and little niches, and
that maximalist stuff.
There's room to grow in this economy.
Yeah, that maximalist stuff is the nonsense. That don't even make sense, man.
So what?
Bitcoin maximalist. That philosophy is nonsense. It really is.
We're so early on this, just to think about
that too,
locking
right.
up time and locking up coins to where, like he said, if people could have locked up some of their BTC and not bought pizzas with them back in the day, where would they be? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah. I hear you.
Man,
they're going. Trek, they going in the chat room. It's hilarious.
Yo, I'm looking at it, bro. God. I'm sitting here looking at it.
This stuff is hilarious. I love beef. So I'm having a good time watching people beef it out. I love beef, man. I'm like 50 Cent.
Yeah.
You want to beef? I love it.
Richard's a target though right now. A lot of people are frustrated with their own projects. They see Richard out there, headlining, being a little bit successful, he's got a good game. He talks a lot of smack. He's smart. But he comes across, a little strong.
Yeah, he's an alpha male. He's an alpha male.
Some people don't like that.
Some people don't like that.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of the things he talks about, man, as far as not regarding his project, but what's going on in the crypto game are truths.
The truth
that people don't want to hear or want to keep suppressed. You got a group out there. I don't know what this secret society, whatever you want to, but it's a group of people that want to keep a certain narrative about Bitcoin, and he's challenging that. And in my opinion, he's challenging it in the right way. And maybe that adds to the hate. So,
yeah, I agree. I agree. It's the Apple Cart's all upset now.
Yeah.
You messing with people's pockets. Like look at that whole thing about what he was saying about the whole miners now, as far as like that situation with the it not being the P2P anymore. I
think staking is going to be a thing in the future, even just like ADA, Cardano. That's That's what people want. You don't get no interest at a bank anymore. Why would you even put your money in a bank if you could put something into, say, Hex or Cardano, to where you might see 3%, 6%, 10% returns in a couple of years, you know?
Not the Cardano part, bro. I can't get on it.
It's slow. Man. I get it. It's a slow-moving project.
That's what
It's very methodical. You know, it's almost retarded how methodical it is. It's like, you know, you can't do 1, 2, or 3 without A, B, and C.
Hey, but guess what's the
slow.
What's the saying? Analysis through paralysis through analysis. That sums up Cardano right now. Like, they got to get out
Charles,
of this.
Dude, he's so smart in this. Like, I don't know. It's just like everything's got to be, you know. It's OCD almost, you know.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem, man. You can't do that. You have in software. This is what this is basically. In software, you iterate, you publish, you iterate, and you make those tweaks. You put out a minimum viable product, and then you let the market test it, and they give you the feedback. You will never be able to create a piece of software that is perfect.
See, and that's the same thing I said about that market.
There's always going to be bugs. There's always going to be fixes, you know, and
logic gaps in what what the market is looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, see what's happening to EOS. You know, they would have never thought that Rex would have gotten exploited that way, and so now you got to fix it. It's something you can't plug all holes in software, man. You just won't be able to do it. So
I think whoever has
go ahead.
Whoever has like a good basis, a good community behind them, to where there's actually people, people that are staking, Cardano on this incentivized test that, they got like 17, 18% of the coins that are out there. There's people participating and actually, staking them on, a testnet to earn a little bit of a percentage in rewards, for mainnet tokens later. That's what people want. People want to have a little skin in the game to get something. It's probably not going to happen until this BTC market starts moving up again, and then everybody's going to pile back in, and you'll probably see these, like Richard says, these 10x, 20x, 30x moves to where, it's going to happen. It's just, it sucks right now, man. Everybody's back's hurt.
Yeah, man. 17, 18 was rough, man. It may have been the roughest I've seen just because we went up so fast and so high.
Mm-hmm.
It got a lot of people. So we definitely took a few steps back.
Well, I don't want to take up all your time. I know there's other callers, so.
Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Later, bro.
All right, later. Yeah, man, we got a WWE match in the chat room.
Bro, I'm like, they are on it right now. I don't know where the Zero X Factor person jumped in from, and then into the fray,
they going at it, bro. I love it. I love it. Bring out the chairs, people. Start hitting people over the back. Keep it going.
I'm enjoying this. Hex awareness team, he just holding it down for solo, bro.
Yeah, Hex been there. Yo, Hex joined the chat before I even got in to start the live stream. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, he's ready to rock and roll. I feel him. Do your thing. Rep your gang, bro. Rep your gang.
Gang.
I think we can wrap up, man. We didn't get a chance to touch on anything else.
Nope.
It was pretty much Hex focus.
It was a Hex night.
We got hexed.
It was a Hex night.
The session, the live stream got hexed. And that's it, man. Any last thoughts? Trek, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me at anchor.fm/Trek. That is a podcast, Trekking Cryptos to Connect. Catch me on IG at Trekking Cryptos, TREKKEN and Cryptos. And then on Twitter, it's Smart Trekking, and that's Smart, and then TREKKEN. It's not ING. And yeah, I'll be on there. Yo, bro, I stopped checking my notifications really now. I just start posting shit.
Okay.
Like, yeah. And I'm pushing out some thumbs, bro. The new thumbs I'm gonna be start pushing out for the vlogs, bro. I've been working on the Get software, bro. So yeah, the
practice make perfect, man. You get better and better.
Yeah, man.
You gotta start at some point. You gotta start. So it's you make. I see you though. I'm checking you out.
Oh, we're gonna talk offline about that. As a matter of fact.
All right, so it's your boy Crypto Blood. I appreciate everyone joining in tonight. Man, that was pretty. Didn't expect that, but hey.
5, 4, 3.
We're gonna do it live.
That's tomorrow, and
yep,
we'll do it live. Okay.
We're gonna do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
We out of here, people.
Fucking thing sucks.
Make the world go round, you better get some. I don't know about you, me, I'm a prince. I'm using digital circuitry to circulate this currency. Move it with urgency, cause